Shipyard Sports Connection production and our new alliance with Shipyard Brewing. And of course, we've increased our social media reach dramatically in the last 2 months, and we'll continue to do so. The next couple of hours, we're live from Ferg's Sports Bar and Grill, bringing you a positive perspective from the Pee-wees to the preps to the pros this June 13th. And we are on our Ice Pick Vodka studios with a great lineup today. We've got Christian. We've got Christian Sanchez in the house. I almost said Champ Sharp. And we've got back in the house, of course, Nick Cowan and Ray Kennedy. Ben Botham is actually over playing a little baseball and coaching American Legion in Orlando. Adam Fernandez and of course, Tristan in the house with us as well. Got a great show. We're going to talk a lot of World Cup.
Yes.
Great night last night.
Amazing.
Break it down a little bit for us as people are curious if they didn't get a chance to watch it.
I mean, first of all, the ambiance here at Ferg's was incredible. I knew people were going to show up, but the energy, incredible. And then the U.S. comes out and puts 4 goals away. I had confidence. I knew that they were going to be locked in, but you know, to have your first game be 4-1 against a South American team. By the way, South America has arguably the hardest World Cup qualifiers in soccer. So to put 4 goals away against Paraguay is a statement. So I'm excited. I think it got everyone super excited. I think more people are even gonna come out for the next couple games. So, and it's now that they have the most goals, it sets them up really nice to move on to the next round. The first 2 teams of each group move on. And then I believe the first 3 or 4 third places of each group move on. So goal difference is huge. So the U.S. having 4 goals and winning the first game, that's really awesome.
So break that down for our non-soccer people that get involved during World Cup. You know, we all got our red, white, and blue flags, and we show our patriotism, and it was well represented last night at last night's game. I loved the way they all sang the national anthem, and
Yeah.
There was unity last night. But talk about the points and moving up. We all know March Madness, how that advances, but the majority of the people watching and listening don't have a clue if they're not soccer people. Is that fair enough to say?
I'm happy to, yeah. So this is actually the first World Cup where we have 48 teams. Normally it's 32, so we have an extra round of knockout. But the first round is each team plays 3 games, and then the first 2 automatically move on to the next phase. And I believe it's the first 4 or 5 teams, the best third places that move on to that next round. So essentially you go from 48 teams to 32.
Okay.
And then once you get to that knockout stage, I mean, you lose, you're out. And then you go on to 16, you go on to 8 teams.
So there's no double
semifinals.
elimination like there is in World Series baseball right now. I mean, win, you're in, lose, you go home.
Yeah, and that's why the way that this tournament is so hard to win is because you have to lock in and win basically 7. You have to play now 8 games, but you basically have to win almost 8 games to win the World Cup, and to do that in a row against the best of the best. Yeah, it's hard.
And to put it in perspective, that's why when you made that point differential, getting to 4 goals, winning 4-3, having a 3-goal, being plus 3 goals on
Right.
differential, could be the difference between being a first or a second team, because first and second team from all 12 divisions qualify. But then you have those extra third place teams to complete that round of 32. And the higher seeding you have in that could mean the opponent you play could help the U.S. continue on another game or 2 in the knockout stage, and then magic happens.
So you'd be watching
That's
it
correct.
closely then, in that case, if you're a coach or a fan, and trying to figure out the formula for points, and you might be pulling for a team that you would never be pulling for the opponent,
Right.
or to hold them scoreless, right?
Yeah, it's a tight margin. So some teams, like some third places, might not make it to the next round because of a goal differential. So, you definitely, if you can put some away, go for it. And that's what the U.S. did. I mean, they smelled blood and they went for it. And it's very hard to score in the World Cup. We had, I think it's the first or second American to score 2 goals in a game in the World Cup last night, on Balogun. So that's amazing.
And Paraguay was putting that pressure on early. I mean, right from the get, Paraguay was in our end, and I'm like going, hold on a minute here. I mean, we expect to see a competitive game. It ended up being until, of course, the U.S. gets that extension toward the end. And then the U.S. starts putting it in their goal, and they weren't playing with their food. But I think the USA is starting to show U.S. citizens exactly the difference between maybe a USL or an MSL and, of course, a World Cup, and you're playing with the international teams. And Team USA looked pretty darn good last night.
They looked confident. Is just me, or did they look confident last night?
Yeah.
Very confident.
Their coach looks confident. He's on a bench. He's got a cigarette. He's got his Lake Ross. He's got a cocktail. Yeah. I mean, but that's what this U.S. team needed, I think, to go outside to get a coach that understands what you need to do on this level, but also it gives the team a chance to sit back and not so much rest on their laurels, but be more competitive instead of just reacting, being actionary, and that's the important difference with this U.S. Cup team in 2026.
I'll tell you what, like what I was really impressed with is I've always said if you're gonna lose by being aggressive. You know,
yeah.
If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But like, don't hide behind like I could have done this. No, the USA team.
They were in attack mode.
They're in attack mode.
Yeah, they were. And we're talking to Christian Sanchez. Of course, he is the owner and proprietor of Maxi Empanadas right out here at 13th and Central, right on the corner. You can't miss him underneath the Ferg's World Globe, and of course, Ferg's America's #1 local sports bar. Last night was off the charts down here. He also had a out back. Kerry McNally called me today, and he'll stop by a little bit as we continue to provide content and build content for Ferg's TV. But he said there was some event out here where women were interviewing each other. Did you happen to see that up on the stage?
Yeah, I think it's called Pitch a Friend.
Yeah, Pitch a Friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
My friend did that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pitch a Friend. Basically, it's an elevator interview in a short period of time. But,
I'd pitch you, my friend.
Yeah.
You could pitch anybody, Nick Collin. You could pitch anyone. So after watching the first couple of days World Cup, you excited?
Super excited.
And anything that happened that you didn't see coming?
Last night, man, I mean, I knew people were going to come out, but just to feel the energy, to see so many people wearing the jersey, representing, and just excited about the U.S., that was like, this is the first World Cup that and I've been here since '98, so in this country, so I've seen World Cups and
so
the level of
ice doesn't show up at your house, right?
No. I'm covered
That way
there.
you're down at Ferg's all the time.
And if they do, I'll serve them some empanadas, and then we'll be friends.
You're okay,
And it's a
buddy.
good thing to see that Secretary of State Mark Rubio was at last night's game. At least we know for the evening Cuba is still safe and not in danger of becoming another U.S. island. But let me go ahead and paint a picture like this. Mike, not just was it here at Ferg's, which, by the way, was a blow-up. Rowdy's, Al Lang Stadium was packed.
Oh,
$10
yeah, that was
a head
impressive.
for a watch party. But let me give context from people out here maybe that are watching that you don't you get here in June each year with Pride. We've been out in a boat coming back from Egmont Key and coming in the Skyway. And all of a sudden, when we had the concerts down at Straub Park or down on the water, you can hear the vibe, the bump. You can hear the music bouncing across Tampa Bay. And that's what you had out here last night. The first night, 9 o'clock game, and the Rays were playing late, so some people could come out late for that. But you could hear cheers through the entire. If you were anywhere in Tampa Bay between here and Hillsborough County, between the Skyway and maybe North Pinellas, you heard cheers off of the Berg last night. That's what you had down here.
Well, and one thing, right now you would think the Rays would be the focal point, which they typically are over the Rowdies. It's just a fact of life.
Right.
Last night, soccer dominated, and the Rays were an afterthought, and of course they lost by a run out in California.
And they are still tonight, though, Mike. With got the undefeated Rowdies at home for tonight's Pride game. I think it's Hartford Football Club. I'm not 100% sure, but they're looking to remain undefeated. 28 points, the best team in the USL. And I know I made a difference between World Cup and USL, but still, when you've got the best team in your division, go out and support our Rowdies tonight at Alling Field.
Hey, Christian, don't you think that the success of the World Cup in the U.S. right now is going to inspire more attendance at Rowdies games as well? I do.
I think so.
You think so, Ray?
100%, because that's what like Christian made a point there. And Mike, you made the point and this is for World Cup. But when you start understanding, maybe just because USA doesn't play for 5 days, but why are we rooting against a Paraguay? Why do we care if another team scores less or more goals? It's because that's going to have direct implications upon our seeding in the knockout round. But that's when you can buy in. And of course, I think people are discovering, and we did last night with Game 1 for USA, although the World Cup started on Thursday, is that it's the communal experience, especially especially what you're putting together out back there, Christian. The watch parties here are off the chain.
Thank you. That's the goal.
How are you doing all that on social media?
Yeah, we're moving it through all of our channels, our brands.
Well, guess what? We're going to have to get you driving some traffic to our world, Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection and Ferg's TV. So
Absolutely.
We'll keep
you and
pushing
Adam
that.
Fernandez can discuss that.
Absolutely.
And we share content and cross promote.
That's the goal. I mean, I think a lot of people know about what we're doing now, but more people need to understand. I mean,
And we
we're
got to sell
connecting-
some more empanadas, man.
That's it.
Hey, did you get my
Do we have ground
my
beef?
order for 12 a week?
Always.
Yeah,
That's
do we
it.
have,
I got
some
it.
ground beef
He's got a
empanadas?
standing order.
We have ground beef empanadas?
I have shredded steak.
Everything.
Beef
That's what I
empanada.
had
have
the first
fish
Buffalo
time.
and-
chicken last week we had.
Nice
Oh,
sounds
empanada,
good.
man.
that was awesome.
That's a top seller
Yes.
for sure.
All natural ingredients.
Yes.
I
Love
hit
that.
that
It's like
hard.
grandma used to make it. 100%
Hell yeah.
corn,
Sign me
marinated
up.
meats. I mean, just stop by the food truck and I got
I'll
it.
be there. I'll be
Yeah.
there.
In fact, next time the Rays are at home, I'm going to lead a group, and Nick and I talked about this. We're going to go tarps off over here at the Maxi
Please.
empanada
Yeah.
truck, and we're just going to tarps off. Well, it's hot enough now. It's June, so yeah, even the homeless are wearing halter tops and flip flops. So
Listen,
we're going to
I-
dress
I might
accordingly
join you
down
guys.
here.
So,
I've been working
yeah.
out, so
There you go.
I could use some empanadas.
You haven't been working. You've been working on laying in bed because you've been sick.
That's why he's.
I'm
he's
back
lost
in the guy. That's
he's
why I look
lost a
so
few
ripped
pounds.
right now.
It's great to have you back.
It
Hey,
is
I
good
want
to
to do
have
a
you.
shout out since he's here early. Boca Ciega Pirate Football is going to be in the house around noon, and I'll tell you what, this young man and what they've done at that program. I mean, this is a prime example. He's punctual. He's early already.
Yes, sir.
Bogey was was the first high school team I had when I started this 7 years ago out there, and I've seen their ups and downs. But you know, we had Boca Ciega basketball team down here, the fellas.
Yes.
Great time. They made it to the Final Four. Coach made it last year to the playoffs. So things are strong on the south side. Everybody's talking about, you know, public schools, and we like to get behind them and support them and promote them. But it takes young guys like this committed on a Saturday, grabbing his guys. It's not even football season, and coming down. I just want to give him a shout
That's
out.
the
for,
best part of what we're doing here is that we're, you know, people, their football season in August when school starting. No, we're putting light on the fact that these kids are working year round, but the fact that these programs are making more well-rounded people, and that's one of the lights.
Well, and these coaches, they make zero in the summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero.
It's-
I'm not.
it's all passion.
No, it costs them money for what they're doing.
Well, what
with
an
these kids.
example to be setting for kids, having a passion and doing something like teaching people to be
Coming
better
down
and doing
and
it.
talking to a goofy old man on a Saturday.
Well, that's the upside. They maybe get some nice wings out back here. a
Yeah,
burger.
we'll have some fun. All right, so as you look at the rest of this weekend schedule, which game really intrigues you in World Cup?
Well, I'm really looking at the Colombia debut, Argentina. It's Messi's last World Cup for sure. They're playing. I
That'll
believe,
be
Tuesday
worldwide.
against Algeria. So any team at the World Cup can give you a surprise, but I think that Argentina should be able to deliver against Algeria.
Talk about your watch party today. You said 6 p.m. We got Morocco
another watch party
against
right now.
Brazil. Yeah, there's watch parties going on, but
Yeah.
again, big match out here tonight, 6 p.m. Morocco and Brazil, and of course that's going to carry us right into tonight's game 5 with the Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs and all the other World Cup soccer. So Fergus is a place to be down here on Saturday.
Yes, for sure. Another place.
Hey, by the way, look at Alex Reba.
Look at this guy
in the
coming
house,
here. No, man,
baby.
Oh, he's
Look,
fired up.
look at that, Christian.
Wow.
Red, white, and blue.
Love it.
There we go.
Perfect day to be wearing those colors.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
did anybody see the television numbers? The comparison they had, the television numbers for World Cup versus the Super Bowl.
No.
Big difference.
Oh my God! It's,
Really?
it's like having
Worldwide or national?
the worldwide.
Huh.
It was 1.25 billion somewhere in that number.
Wow.
And you take a look at the viewership, which breaks records almost every Super Bowl. That gives you an indication. All these years, people have been telling me soccer's huge. Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
Can I ask you a
But-
question, though, Mike?
true numbers, it's phenomenal.
Off the record, we're seeing it with SoFi.
Off the record, we're on
We're on the
YouTube.
record. Okay, on the record. We're seeing it with SoFi.
right
We're
there.
seeing it with all these. We're seeing it. The Denver Broncos are going to have a dome. You know, all these teams are going to have domes.
They did not need a stadium, by the way.
They could put They could put grass inside though. Although you know the NFL owners are not going to be doing that with grass. They're going to go back to the turf. Am I wrong? And this is nothing against soccer. I love the fact that soccer's outside. If it's indoor soccer. Is the NFL buying too well into just having these facilities that are usable year round? And are they losing that ingredient of having like a cold weather game in Chicago at Soldier Field? I see you, Alex. Am I right about this? I mean, the entire NFL would like to have 32 indoor stadiums, but what's the NFL giving up with that?
I actually texted Mike before the show. I wanted to talk about the Chicago-Indiana Bears
Well, please.
situation because I
Makes me
think that's
puke.
Here we go.
It's horrible, and yes, they are completely like every city has to be a Super Bowl potential host city now, and so that means Cleveland has to have a dome, and that means Buffalo has to have a roof that at least can protect the fans, even though it's still going to be open air. I don't know what that means. I guess we'll see it this year when Highmark Stadium gets replaced and the new stadium is open. But yeah, I think we are losing what makes the stadium so special. Like, Arrowhead is going to be replaced. They're going to move it across the state line.
Kansas.
No more Mile High Stadium with the snow in the winter.
Mile High's been gone a long time.
They're
They're going on the third.
Oh, that's
that
right.
Mile High field.
Highmark.
But I had
Right.
season tickets back in the '80s when I lived out there, and my son still has those tickets. But now it will be its third stadium since the '80s. You went Mile High, and then it was an energy company, and now
It's in Power Field.
Yeah,
I think
thank you.
now.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Powerfield, that's out in L.A. where they shocked the players there. Levi Stadium.
That's San Francisco.
I'm
That's
kidding.
the Niners.
Hey, the thing about it is, think about this, guys. 5-10 years ago, and this kind of also bleeds into the Rays Stadium thing, but we're not going to go there. But
No, you're not gonna go there yet. We're talking soccer.
Well, 5 to 10 years ago, we were having a debate as whether teams deserve to have a stadium built for them in a city. Now it's the entire thing is you have to give them an entire city so they can build the experience around it. And then, like you just said, Alex, the Super Bowl experience, you have to have all this to have it. Well, good. 32 teams are going to have it, which means, SoFi is getting their second Super Bowl in half a decade, but Tampa Bay will get one, every 15 years? So at what point are you just building a stadium, giving the team that property just to keep the team name? And really, you're losing even more of an economic opportunity what having a stadium does for a community.
I think the worst part is too. All the stadiums are just like soulless.
Yes.
SoFi is a very cool stadium. I've been to a Chargers Rams game there, and I was like fairly impressed by it. But then I've also seen the Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play in. It looks like the Death Star, but it looks also kind of the exact same as the Minneapolis Stadium that they built for the Vikings.
And Nashville's going to have one now for the Titans.
The Nashville Titans.
It's almost a blueprint of the same.
Yeah, they all kind of look the same because a lot of the same companies that build these stadiums build them in a similar mold, and they have their same kind of configurations that they want. And it's even starting to take over in the football world. You look at Tottenham, their stadium kind of looks like an NFL stadium over in London. So, and again, some of these stadiums have really
Hotspurs,
cool,
baby.
yeah, they have really cool features, but you look at Arrowhead, you look at Lambeau, they have character, they have
Thank you.
charm, they have
The
these,
weather matters.
it does.
should
It's a
matter.
part of the sport. And
Yes.
NFL fans are crazy enough to go sit outside in sub-zero temperatures and watch their team play.
That's
They
a
do it
point.
at the
That's
Starts
a
off.
point.
Yeah,
They
it
do it
starts
at
off in that.
they do it at the collegiate level.
And I think that we just have to, like, it's emblematic of sports in general as a whole. Like, I've been kind of in a state of pessimism just with where everything is going, because you look at how corporatized sports are becoming. You look at private equity companies coming in, and then I was like wholeheartedly, like, I'm the biggest soccer fan ever. Like, the World Cup was my #1 primary tournament, but I did not have a lot of excitement coming into this World Cup, even as it was on home soil, because it's $1,000 to get into SoFi last night for that game, and it was $400 to go see Cape Verde, like these countries that are even smaller. And you'd think with an expanded tournament, like you said, 48 teams, the ticket prices wouldn't go up from a not-for-profit organization like FIFA, but it's not. That's not the case. Like, it's $100 to take the train from New York just to get to New Jersey where they're hosting the final.
FIFA
Like,
is greedy.
it's
Very.
insane.
Very.
very
You know that.
Yes.
Christian?
It's just.
It's the first time you met
I
Alex.
agree.
Alex, Christian, Alex.
Nice to meet you.
Alex.
You guys can talk soccer.
I
all
know you've
day
had
long.
one of his empanadas out here on the corner.
I have, of
Hey,
course.
Saying he knows. Yeah, but I bring it back to soccer, though. But go ahead. You talked about going into this. We weren't that excited. But going into last night's game, Alex, and, of course, the display that was put on, the national anthems from Paraguay and the United States, nice opening, kind of got us a little excited.
I mean, that was the most complete performance under Mauricio Pochettino that U.S. men's national team has played. I was absolutely stunned. And it started off a little shaky. Like you said, Paraguay had an early chance. But after that, the U.S. settled in. And I know the first goal was an own goal, but it was all due to Christian Pulisic playing so well. He was playing so
Yes.
freely. So to see him pick up a knock, get injured,
Put
be out
himself
of the
in
first
there.
half is a little
Yes.
concerning, but he was That was the best version of Christian Pulisic. That was the best version of Flo Balogun. That was the best version of Chris Richards. And I think Chris Richards might be the most important player on this U.S. men's national team because they do not have depth in their back line. And their center halves, Tim Ream, has played his best football. He's a little bit long in the tooth, and he is the captain of this team, but they're going to need Chris Richards. I saw a stat. He completed 83 passes yesterday, which was 100% pass completion rate. It was the most
That's not easy to
passes completed by a player since 1996's World Cup. Like,
Wow.
They have there were so many question marks coming into this World Cup, and this is the golden generation of players. They go out, they get Mauricio Pochettino, a proven manager. They say, we need to win. This is our home soil. This is like, we've never advanced past the round of 16. We need to at least give this a good run. This is our golden generation. But there's so many guys on this team with question marks. I mean, Christian Pulisic has had a rough season over at AC Milan this year, and he was not exactly, he didn't come home for some of their friendlies. Like, there were so many question marks coming into this match, and then they completely answered all of them.
Kind of like sitting out in OTAs.
Basically, I mean, sort of. Like, there was question marks from guys like Clint Dempsey and Landon Donovan, some of the U.S. men's national team greats from this previous generation, that were saying, is this team soft? Is this team not playing that U.S. brand of football, which isn't exactly the most beautiful style? Like, you're not going to be impressed by their technical abilities like a Brazil or an Argentina, but they can win in gritty fashion. That's what they did in 2014. That's what they did in 2010. And we haven't seen that in so long under this new generation. But these guys are the most talented guys. We keep hearing about all these guys. Oh, there's more players in Europe and internationally than we've ever seen before. But in that build up to this World Cup, they played very poorly in some of their friendlies, and they did not look like a team that was ready for this World Cup, which we've been talking about for years is going to be the one on home soil. We're going to have that home field advantage.
Although they were switching it up every time. I mean, the coach was actually experimenting with quite a few lines and differences.
Correct. This was the first time we saw that starting 11 yesterday.
Going with it. And also you made a point, though, that because we're now extended more with AC Milan and we have more players on the international stage, we're doing like everyone else has to do, is instead of our guys just all hanging out in Omaha, get ready for the World Cup because you don't hear nothing about them, they're extended out there. And, of course, some of our biggest players are long in the tooth veterans, like you said. But it feels like a little bit like it's put together with wiring and stuff like that, but especially after that 4-goal performance last night and the way that team came in with confidence, it does give me confidence to think we're going to be able to have some more success scoring the rest of this round anyway.
I'm just shocked because Paraguay was the best defensive team in World Cup qualifying in the South American group. They beat Argentina and Brazil in their World Cup qualifying. Now, that Paraguay team, we just played a friendly with them. It got very physical recently. So while on paper I felt confident we had the ability to win this game, I still needed to see it play out. And I needed to see, we have not had a starting 9 on the U.S. men's national team that can score goals consistently in a very, very long time. I remember the Bobby Wood era. Like, there are not guys on the U.S. men's national team that have stepped up. Josh Sargent was supposed to be the guy forever, and he never came through. So to see a guy like Flo Balogun not put up just 1 but 2 goals last night, to play with a level of confidence, with a finishing ability, that second goal that the U.S. scored was beautiful, and they played such a freestyle football. And then most importantly, a guy like Gio Reyna, who has been a part of that golden generation, like this guy from a young age playing for Dortmund, like at a high level. You expect him to be the face of this team alongside Christian Pulisic, never really meeting those expectations, never getting there. Coming in last night off the bench and scoring a phenomenal goal, like you said, getting us a little breathing room in the goal differential, getting an extra goal at the end. I mean, that was phenomenal. Again, against a very, very good Paraguay defense, who I do think that game opened up because of that own goal so early, because I think that game could have easily finished 0-0 if we get to 45 minutes at halftime and there's no goals and they just want to sit back. They'll counterattack when they get a chance, but they did not. That goal, that pressure that we put on them early, it forced the whole game to open up, and that's why I was so impressed that Pochettino kept his foot on the gas that entire first
Christian,
half.
can I ask? I was going to ask Christian, did you notice Christian last night, and Alex too, but Christian, did you notice that the U.S. passes, they were pretty much point on? I mean, there was like
some wonderful passes, and I knew that from the analysis of it.
Yes.
But then when they break it down for us dummies at home, it was pretty impressive.
Very intentional. I mean, I think that they came out and they knew exactly what they needed to do. The clean passes that they were doing. The
offensive sets, they were running sets. They wasn't like taking them a minute to get there. They were running them like they were just running them naturally.
When you play that well, when you connect that well, it makes it very hard for the defending team because it's unpredictable. So you're always like a step back from the play. And I think that's why the U.S. created so much space. Yes. They moved the ball around really well, and then they were aggressive. They were finishing plays. You can play really well in soccer. You can do all that, but not score any goals. And there's a lot of teams that do that. They knock the ball around, but having that punch, it's key. And 4 goals in the first game is huge. I mean, some teams don't even score 4 goals in the entire World Cup. So
Yeah.
You're watching and listening to the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection. That's Christian Sanchez. He's joined by Nick Cowan, of course, Alex Reba, and Ray Kennedy down here at Ferg Sports Bar and Grill, America's #1 sports bar, is rated by USA Today. And actually, it's World Cup headquarters for the next couple of weeks down here at Ferg's. And last night is a prime example. I know we talked about it being, it's going to be an active time. I don't think you didn't think yourself that it was going to be as busy as it was last night.
It was incredible, and I mean, I think that it was, like you said, throughout the country. You can feel it throughout Tampa Bay for sure.
Yes.
And the players see that, they feel that, they feed from that. And I'm sure if the ambience was like this, I can't even imagine in the stadium. So
Do we know, fellas, yet who the U.S. will play in the next?
I think
round?
it's Australia, right?
Australia,
Right.
yeah.
Is it
and
Australia?
then Turkey.
Yeah,
I think
they-
Turkey,
Australia in Seattle at Lumen Stadium.
Like
So,
Wednesday.
Lumen or Bloomin'?
Lumen. Field.
Australia. Anybody know about
Friday on
know anything
Juneteenth.
about them? And Aussies
Friday.
are usually physical in everything they play. Is that the type of soccer they play too?
Yeah. They're a physical team. I think they do have players in Europe now, but their World Cup qualifier is not as challenging as this side of the world.
So we have a good shot.
I think we do. I think with the way we played, yesterday, I think we definitely have a shot. I think our biggest test will be against Turkey. Turkey's a really good team. They have a lot of good players. So I think that from a level perspective, I think Turkey is probably one of the best teams in that group. So I'm very excited to see how they play against them.
It's crazy how it worked out because, like you were saying, Paraguay has that great defense. I mean, good defensive team. America got a little confidence. Of course, you don't want to have a letdown game just because Australia comes out of a weaker division. They do there on the other side of the world. But then Turkey being, it sets the USA up for coming out of this round. I mean, you could pose it, they're shot down like anything. But I pose it put them in a position to come out of this round with a good bit of confidence for the knockout stage.
I hope so. And so I want to ask Alex and Christian, who is like a player that you guys could see coming to be a sneaky MVP that we might not know?
Oh.
For the U.S. men's national team?
For the U.S.
Well, like I said, I think Chris Richards is the most important player on this team that isn't necessarily a star.
I've
but
done
he's
my homework.
an
There's Chris
incredible-
Richards
there you
right
go.
there.
There we go, Mike. I love it.
I'm studying soccer,
And
boys.
he was so, we had no idea if he was going to be able to play. I mean, he picked up a really severe ankle injury not too long ago, and I was holding my breath because we do not have the depth behind him at that center back position. So I thought I almost was kind of writing him off to at least maybe the group stage because of the severity of his injury. But like I said, 100% pass completion rate, no goals allowed until late into that second half. I thought that back line that we had was phenomenal. And then outside of that, I think there are some guys behind Balogun that I'm hopeful that we have some attacking players.
So we do have depth.
We do, and the midfield is going to be the most important part of this team. Like, we have strength with Tyler Adams and Weston McKennie. Those are our guys behind Pulisic, behind Balogun. Serginho Dest, I thought it was they played him in the midfield yesterday. They had him more of an attacking role, which he's typically a right back, a defender.
Very different role.
I liked that because I thought that added some. He can play in the box. He can play on the wings and get us some added speed, which I think this team doesn't always necessarily play with. And I think they can get bogged down and play a slow brand of soccer. And I thought they didn't do that yesterday. I thought they were very intentional in their way that they attacked the box and got in there with so much speed and so much, they kept the pressure on. They countered, they pressed that Paraguay defense and put the
They
pressure
didn't let
on
him
them.
think. I like Serginho in that position. I think that he's very skillful and he can draw a lot of fouls too. And set pieces in the World Cup, man, they're huge. So
Well, Christian, you've got the U.S. flag on one arm and you've got the Colombian flag, so we have to give you your props. How's your home country looking? How do you feel about their chances?
I feel good. I mean, I think we're definitely getting past the group stage. And we also have a lot of players.
Is there any way that there's early on there's a U.S. Colombia matchup?
I don't think so. If it happens, it'll be.
That would have been cool for you.
It'll crush my heart, man.
Actually, they realized
it wouldn't be that cool.
They
but-
realized what that final.
It wouldn't be that cool.
They realized what that finals would mean down here at the world famous Fergs and the party we'd have
Oh
out
my
back
God!
out front and all
imagine,
around
yeah,
this place.
We,
So,
we
yeah.
won't be able to fit people. I mean,
Free empanadas.
Oh hey, if he wins. Oh, yeah, you're a winner either way.
Yes, exactly. We'll figure something out.
Well, when's the U.S. Next game?
Friday,
Yeah, Friday?
17th in Seattle against Australia. And then after that, they play the Thursday, June 25th final group stage match against Turkey. And that, like he said, that's going to be the most important one. My prediction coming into the group was we win against Paraguay, we draw against Australia, which I don't think we should, but I think we will because I think this team gets their ego a bit inflated very frequently. Now, again, they played exponentially better than I expected them to last night, but I still have some concerns about that Australia.
That's
game.
where the coach has got to come into play, man.
It does. He needs to
Put
keep
the brakes
them
on,
focused.
boys. You haven't
He
done
needs to
damn
we
thing
need
yet.
Pulisic
That's
at
it.
full strength going into that match, and then and I think Turkey. I could very easily see us losing that game just because I think in talent they can match up with us very well, and I do think that game's going to be interesting.
You know those games on Fridays, and this morning you guys saw it. Mark Ferguson walks in here, and he's smiling from ear to ear. I can't believe how many people were here. I remember the last World
He
Cup.
gave me a call before the game finished, and he was like, "Can
Last
you
night?
believe this?" Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I said, "Yes, I do. I told you so."
The last World Cup, he was asking me, the wrong person to ask. We're getting ready to go on a Saturday. He goes, "Hey, it was a Sunday game. It's going to be in the morning." And he said, I shouldn't open up, should I? I go, I don't know a whole lot about the sport, but I can tell you how fanatical that people are about the World Cup. You need to open. And he opened. And Alex, I think you were on those days and might have come over. It was.
I was here last night. Tell him to get the audio on earlier though, because that was frustrating for the first 15 minutes. The audio was not on.
Wait, out
over
front
there.
or out back?
Out front.
Oh, so they brought the audio out
They
because
did,
the
yeah.
original plan was audio only out back, but I think
I
once
heard
they
the
saw,
band was playing in. I almost I
once
was
they
about
saw
to
the swell.
relocate because the audio was not on.
Hey, this is Super Bowl. You got to have audio
Correct,
on, man.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think lesson was learned yesterday. but-
Well, I'll make sure I let all the managers know, you boobs.
Well, the band can go. The band can go busk on a corner out there with the empanadas.
Yeah.
Although I would post by the
host them.
empanadas.
No, we're even gonna have the games on there now.
That's
so
what I'll be
I
hanging
don't want
out.
people missing out on the action. So while they wait, they gotta be watching.
That's where I watched the
game.
World Cup last time,
Yeah.
celebrating that finals. They're
That's
out there
it.
eating those empanadas, my friend.
That was a great game. I mean, that last World Cup final, Argentina.
we were excited
France.
down here in St. Pete. Remember, that was like that day too. We had people
Yeah.
everywhere walking around.
But I think even yesterday was more people than
Oh,
the
yeah.
final 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
It was. I mean, I've not.
Well, I
felt
think- I think-
Well, that's USA. I mean, and on a Friday night, they
was
they
just
lined it up
perfect.
perfectly.
And to be fair, guys, soccer popularity has gone up since the last World Cup, and it's going to continue to.
And this is a critical point in the defining a U.S. generation
Yeah.
because
Yes.
you need to be successful at your home tournament in order to build that next wave of kids who, again, my favorite World Cup was 2010 because I was that prime age. I was 11 years old, and it was Landon Donovan,
Yes.
and it was in South Africa, and the vibes, the vuvuzelas. Like, I have so many core memories of my childhood at the 2010 World Cup because I was actually at a youth soccer tournament. Just we'd finish our game and then we'd sprint down to the local restaurant and try to catch South Africa, Brazil, all these incredible games back then.
Yeah,
And
just
2014 as
buzzing.
well. Those are core memories for me. But those games were being played thousands of miles away. These games are on U.S. soil, so
You can
the
relate
ability-
to it a little bit.
Yeah, the ability to
You know where it's at, the
create that
stadium.
generation of fans is so critical.
Well, I'll take you one
Christian-
step further, though. It's July 4th coming up. 250 years. This is a big year for the celebration.
That's why I
of
almost got
everything in our
emotional
country.
seeing
Perfect
the
storm.
the
Right?
national
Yeah.
anthems.
So you also have the Rays in first place. You got USA Soccer. We've got the Rowdies undefeated. Don't forget they'll have a July 4th game at Al Lane, but the Pride game is tonight. They got big
NASCAR's
team.
racing in San Diego at an
That's
Air Force Base.
Everything.
On-
And
Hey,
you got
hey,
you got UFC
UFC
fighting.
UFC
at the
in
White
in
House.
the White House.
I want to see Mark Rubio.
the
I want to see
hell?
Mark Rubio going up against Pete Hegseth. I want to see that UFC fight, pillow fight. That would be
All right.
amazing.
So, Christian, as always, you've come and provided some information and enjoyment and entertainment. We appreciate you. We'll continue
being
this.
here.
We'll continue. Well, I told you you have no option.
Yeah.
This is your slot through the entire, and we'll throw Alex into it, through the entire rest of the World Cup because you two do a superb job. And talk about people and the hours to get their favorite empanada in all of St. Pete.
Please, yes. Right now we're we're opening almost every day, but normally Wednesday through Sunday until 10 o'clock at night. Friday and Saturday we are open late. Yesterday I was there till 2 in the morning.
Yes.
There
You
was
look
so many
pretty good.
people out.
You don't look too bad.
No, Colombian coffee.
Yes, that Colombian
ready to
coffee,
go.
brother.
Yes, sir.
Atta
Some
boy.
empanadas and
you're-
that's it. You're
My
ready to
girlfriend
talk
wants me
about
to
soccer.
ask you. She's Cuban, but she used to date a Colombian guy, so she's a couple Colombian jerseys in her closet. She said,
Yeah.
"Are Colombians born in that soccer jersey?" Because everywhere we go, there's a Colombian soccer jersey.
Yes,
It's great. Chipotle did a wear your jersey, get a free bowl the other day.
Probably all
Half of them
Colombians.
were Colombians. Half the people there were Colombians.
Well, he
That's
said there was
hilarious.
about 100,000 in this.
120,000 in just
this area.
Tampa Bay, and you're gonna see for the Colombia games back here.
That Colombia-Portugal game,
Oh,
the
dude.
second I saw that on the schedule, I was like, that game is
We're
gonna
doing a
be
watch party.
incredible.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. We're gonna have live music.
Hey, should we do a show?
Wow.
We're gonna have to get some Spanish-speaking people. Your woman's gonna have to have a part.
Donde está la biblioteca?
Adam Fernandez
You
is
habla
gonna have to have a
español?
role. Yeah,
We pequeño.
Piquito.
Me encanta.
All right, my man. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to switch gears to the other round ball, basketball, which is at its height right now, or low, depending on on how you look at it. But thanks, my man.
Thank you guys. Appreciate
Thanks, Christian,
you.
brother.
And he's Christian
Nice to meet you.
Sanchez. Maxi Empanadas right out front here, 13th and Central on the corner, and a great partner of ours. Hard-working young entrepreneur, man. He's my man. Hey, by the way, we're brought to you by our great friends at Coca-Cola Beverages, and got a meeting on Monday, getting everything finalized, bringing Monster Energy into the conversation as well. Of course, Body Armor has been our supporter for the high school second hour. In our primetime Pepsi Body Armor, we're going to have the Boca Ciega Pirates here and the CCC Marauders, two football programs this time of year. And that in the high school world, it's amazing that it's year round now. You got 7-on-7s, you got skills. So we're going to talk to those guys. But right now, the reason Alex Reba got up out of bed and walked over here, sleepy-eyed, threw on his cool attire, he wants to talk a little NBA. Let's go to NBA.
I mean, that game was
Big basketball
unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I thought I was going to throw up.
I also mentioning Rachel. I swear she only watches games and they end up being the most insane games because she has not watched a single NBA
Hey,
playoff
for
game with me.
people that live under a rock, give them you have recently, and you really
Yeah,
don't
me.
give a damn.
Yeah.
And Ben's not here intentionally because he doesn't give a damn. Why don't you brief people on the game the other
So
night?
we're in the NBA Finals right now. It's the San Antonio Spurs versus the New York Knicks. New York Knicks, obviously one of the faces of the league in the NBA, but have not performed like it in a very long time. Have not been in an NBA Final since the 90s. Have not won an NBA Final since a long time
Since I was in
before that.
high school,
So that was-
1973.
Oh, I was going to say 1943. Okay.
Kiss
okay.
my old
I'm
card.
kidding.
I
I'm
want to
kidding.
point out that he says long time since the 90s. That was my midlife. So let's just ease up a little
I
bit.
would say
okay?
27 years
27
ago, which
years,
is my
okay.
age almost.
That's
is,
my
is a
midlife.
long time ago. But anyways, yeah. So we have the Spurs, the Knicks, and it looked like the San Antonio Spurs were going to even the series in Game 4. They were in a hostile
was
environment,
stunned.
as hostile environment as it gets. They come out, shoot the absolute lights out. They were raining down threes on the Spurs. I believe the score was 76-49
At one point, they
halftime.
had 8 straight threes,
Correct. Yeah. And
60-some%.
Victor Wembanyama, who's the next great NBA player. Some are already saying has the potential to be the greatest of all time. I'm not exactly there yet because he is 20-some years old. He's
22.
22. He's not exactly proven anything just yet, but the ceiling of this guy
He's got some maturing to do.
is incredible. I mean, emotionally, he's incredibly mature. Like he plays with an intensity and a passion that you can only respect. But this series, he has been tested by a fervent Knicks defense, and the Knicks have had answers to him, which frankly I didn't know if they were going to have because he's a 7'4" alien. Like people genuinely question whether or not he is human because of his ability to not only handle the basketball, to dribble up the floor, to make elite passes, but also shoot the three, rebound at a high level. I mean, he has everything you'd want. from a
Any
young
idea
player.
what his wingspan is?
It's unbelievable.
And he
I-
led the
I-
league in defense.
mean,
The first unanimous defensive player of the year in
top
the
of the
history of this
backboard.
league.
He can go to
That's-
the top of the backboard and pin the ball.
Teams
Yeah.
shift their offense around him because you can't just go into the paint and take a normal shot because he guards the rim at such an elite level. But
It's
anyways,
crazy.
so they jump out, so a 20-plus point lead, almost a 30-point lead. in Game 4. They're down 2-1 in the series. It's a critical game for them to get back in, even this out, and come back to San Antonio, regain the home court advantage. And then I genuinely don't know how to explain what happened after
I turned
that.
it off.
Most people did. That's why I was so proud of my girlfriend, because she actually kept
That's
it on.
what's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, this is
Rachel
incredible.
deserves a big
You
one
know
for that one.
why I'm one of those kind of people. I don't want to watch a car wreck. I don't want to watch a train
Yeah.
wreck. You know.
It was boring.
Well, but as it started to erode, I got this gut feel, as I'm sure a lot of people did.
It looked just like Cleveland, too.
Yeah, yes.
So that's why I was like,
Yes.
oh my
And
gosh,
it
I've
sure
seen
did.
this
And I
movie
don't-
before.
Literally
And
just a
I
couple
have
weeks
no
ago.
emotional equity in either one of them, with the exception that Nikki Collins is on the management of the Spurs. But I couldn't understand, you know, and you know, I'm a simple person, so I'll just put it like Sir Charles did. That's the dumbest basketball I've ever seen, and that was the dumbest coaching I've ever seen.
Horrible. Yeah, and we had just seen Kenny Atkinson stake his claim for Game 1 against the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals.
He's an afterthought.
And now him and Mitch Johnson, they can
Hold
go
my
grab
beer.
beers and learn about
Yeah, but Mitch,
call timeouts when your
Mitch
team is-
Johnson's a young guy, though.
Yeah.
Can I
Kenny's
just
not.
say that we don't have Ben here to be fired up, but look how lit up.
He's very
It was
good.
unbelievable.
He is so
crazy.
excited.
They blew a 29-point lead.
I thought, okay, they're going to get their head out of their ass any minute here. Quit hoisting threes. They hoisted.
Oh, my gosh.
They made 8 threes, and then in the second half, they hoisted 8 consecutive threes
And missed all
without
of them.
making one.
And Mike, don't forget, 7 of those came with 10 seconds or more left on a shot clock. They were
Yeah, they
literally
were not using
hoisting.
the
So
clock.
when
Yeah.
you come down to lose a game by 1 point in the last seconds,
Sir
and you were
Charles
just
said,
throwing
that
them
was
up.
the dumbest basketball I've ever seen.
They all just collectively lost like their entire feel for
Fox
the game.
lost his mind.
Fox, yeah.
Well, you
and
know
he's
what
the
happened.
vet on the team too.
I know.
It's,
But guys,
it's brutal.
They literally saw Ben Stiller. They saw, they saw Taylor Swift. They saw everybody with the long frowns, and they went, you know what? Just drive it in and give it to them. And they should have saw it. They should have doubled back, give Wembanyama some time on the bench, and be prepared to come in for a long haul. That's the reason why this Knicks team's won 2 of these 3 games is because San Antonio fails to do this.
Wemby is like a 90% free throw shooter, and he missed 2 critical free throws
Critical.
late in that game.
He was so
De'Aaron
tired,
Fox,
though.
they
He
get
played the entire
steal,
game.
Gets the open layup. Don't take the open layup. There's less than 24 seconds
Hey,
on
hey,
the
hey.
call.
He-
All you have to do is dribble
Fall.
out
How
and
about
get
fall?
the
How
foul.
about prior to that? The terrible pass, dribbled off his foot. He should have been yanked right away, man. And you got a 20-year-old stud that looks challenges. You know, Ron Harper Sr. taught that kid right.
Yes.
And he should have been in there at the crucial time. He proved it all the way through the playoffs.
That's
and you got
tough,
Fox
though.
in there.
Yeah, Fox is the vet. Are you really going to turn the keys of the car over to a 20-year-old in that moment? I know he played horribly down the stretch, but you still.
He was choking right in
I
front
know,
of you,
I know.
Johnson.
Would have, in retrospect, it
it's-
would have been a perfect moment.
It's in theory, I agree with you, but it is very difficult as a coach to say, "All right, kid, you're in." Like, and we're putting the vet on the bench.
Well,
right
yeah,
there.
well,
And that
the
is a-
$50 million man. You know, we're not putting him in. But I'm telling you right now, that game relies on Johnson and Fox.
100%. No, but even Wemby. I mean, he was taking bad threes down the stretch. He missed
Wemby
2
looked
critical free
like a
throws.
deer in headlights.
He did. He fell asleep at the wheel late, and there's enough blame. When you blow a 29-point lead, the blame pie has plenty of people that
no doubt
deserve
about
a slice.
It. And because I love that. That's a young team, and that West is going to be fun to watch for years.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and the Timberwolves going to make some moves. I'll tell you what, we had a guy on last night on the golf show. You would have enjoyed. I don't know if I mentioned this to you. Do you remember the great Rick Barry?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then he had 2 sons that played in the NBA.
Yes.
Well, with his second wife, Lynn, and she's from here, and she went to high school at Lakewood with Mark Ferguson.
Right.
She was the homecoming queen. Well, those 2 hooked up together, Rick Barry, after he got divorced, and they had a son, Canyon Barry. Google him. He grew up in Colorado Springs. He played 1 year at Florida, and then he went over to Europe, came back, played in the G League, actually played in Iowa for 4 years. His last year was 2022. And he came down on the golf show yesterday because I got him a round of golf at St. Pete Country Club. His grandparents are still alive. And he came down, and what an interesting conversation. He's a rocket scientist now. That Barry family is unbelievable. Wow. So I asked him as a pro what he thought of it. And he had a lot of the same things we said, but he's very calm, bright young man. And he said, these things happen. I'm like, he really, he's one of those high IQ guys, not a lot of emotion. I don't know if he'd get excited on the bench if he was sitting there watching this debacle. But he was talking about the Timberwolves organization, and he said they're going to load up too. He said that West is going to be, brutal.
But the East is still looking good, too. I mean, basketball has more parity than the NFL. Who'd have thought that at this point in this? Who would have had that on their bingo card in 2026?
There's a ton of talent in the league right now, and that's kind of why I think
Young talent.
Yeah, I think this is why you need to get the Spurs now if you're the Knicks. Like, you have your group together right now. And honestly, this Knicks team just looks like destined. I mean, the way that they have played in this playoffs, ever since they came back in that Hawks series, they've been phenomenal. They won 12 consecutive playoff games in a row. They swept the Cavs easily. The way they took it to the Spurs in San Antonio was just incredibly impressive. Jalen Brunson has been phenomenal this entire postseason.
I love that cat.
Karl Anthony Towns, a guy who a lot of people criticize, call him soft.
Yeah, I
He
did not.
stepped
I
up.
was not impressed with him his previous career. Now that guy impresses me a lot.
He has been so.
That whole team has
smart.
cohesiveness, and they have veterans. That's off the bench.
And we haven't even mentioned the guy who hits the game winner, OG Anunoby, 33 points, absolutely phenomenal. The way the Knicks constructed
He's going to
this
get a second
roster-
ring.
and it's well deserved. I mean,
He might get an
series
MVP
isn't
trophy.
over yet. So let's,
Yeah, he may.
I mean, right now it's up
let's
for
not
grabs.
call it finished yet. It is still basketball to be played.
Does
today.
Cat have a chance for MVP? Because I posed
No.
before the
No,
series
it's
started, he would the way he's beating up on Wemby down low.
It's incredible. I mean, you could say OG as a claim after making that impressive.
Well, I mean, and
a
of
game.
course, Brent Brunson's the leader in the house, but I would say that Ogie, Brunson, and even a Cat are the three that maybe could make an argument, of course, this next game. But, this series had the perfect thing. The East Coast versus the West. You had the New York City nightlife, all the stars, the San Antonio
Did
now
you see how
tonight.
the New Yorkers were bashing San Antonio?
Yeah, that was ugly.
I
That was
like
ugly.
San Antonio.
No, that was just those
Throwing
aren't
eggs
basketball
and
fans.
stuff,
Those
no.
are the egg at.
Well, I'm
Wemby.
just talking about the communities as far as the New York fans that
Talking
travel
trash.
to watch the Spurs. I mean, well, first of all, you clowns, your money went a lot further, and yeah, had an enjoyable experience. But the bottom line is, we could talk all day long about the pathetic fans in New York City, but we could also talk about the generational passion that goes back to the 70s.
No, there's incredible fan base. Like I feel
it's
bad.
good. It's good for the NBA.
It's
Yeah.
good for the National Basketball Association. I don't know if it's necessarily good for NBA fan. Like, I don't enjoy watching big markets succeed.
Well, you wanna-
No, I agree.
You
But I'm
know?
talking
Wants
about
LeBron in Cleveland next season, and
Right,
he'll be
so,
happy.
yeah,
is what
yeah.
he's talking about.
NBA history.
I appreciate teams that have gone through it and whose fan bases have stuck around. So for that standpoint, like the way
They
that
weren't
Knicks
even
fans,
booing.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? They weren't booing when they
Well,
were
they've
down
had nothing
29.
to boo about. I mean, the Knicks have been phenomenal. They have. I mean, they.
When they were down 29, usually they would be booing.
They
I
were
think
sitting on
more
their hands.
stunned
Yeah,
than
they were
anything.
stunned.
But you're still up
Yeah.
2-2 in that series. But also, that's my point. Is like, I don't know. From what I've heard, the Garden hasn't exactly had like the greatest energy because it is a lot of Taylor Swifts coming into the building and like hedge fund guys. Not exactly the real fans have been.
It's
priced
not the
out of
beer
this
drinking
series.
guy from the Bronx.
$4,000 to get into those games. Like we're not exactly talking about chump change. And if you are a season ticket holder and you can pay for your entire season ticket package with 2 games, I kind of understand that logic too. Like it's insane how expensive. But again, it's New York. You expect that from the Knicks who haven't been in the finals in 20 some years. Like I get it. But at the end of the day, that game was incredible. I don't understand how they won that. I still don't understand
I
how
still
they won
can't
that
figure-
game.
I
Because
keep
don't forget the
watching it.
Spurs, it was the exact same thing as the Cavs. Even though they blew a 20-plus lead, they had the final shot. All they needed to do was just get the shot up and win the game. They couldn't even get the shot up. Castle couldn't get the ball inbounded correctly and get the shot up. So man, I'm shocked that the Knicks won that basketball game. But credit to them. They've been the better team in the series. They've looked like a team of destiny this entire postseason, and they're one game away from finally bringing title back to New York.
I think it's crazy that in the history of the Knicks, with all the players, the Bill Bradleys, they had Phil Jacksons, the Patrick Ewings, it took Brunson.
Dave DeBuscher, Walt Frazier,
Yeah.
Pearl Monroe.
It took Jalen
Who's
Brunson
the
a year and a
greatest Knick
half
of
to
all
be the
time in
greatest
your
Knick of
eyes?
all time.
Greatest
right?
Knick of all time.
And where does Brunson rank on the list if he wins this title?
Top 5.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Oh, easy top 5. But I
They
tell you
still
what,
say Walt Frazier. If you look at his numbers,
Frazier.
Walt Frazier. Willis Reed, the captain. Willis Reed, obviously he had a role in the NBA for years. He was at Creighton University in basketball. Bright man. and he played injured in Game 7 when they won their first championship.
John
70.
Starks is up there with Brunson right now. I think
But those
they're
guys
neck and neck,
they didn't get the trophy. So
Yeah.
that's why a lot of people say Walt Frazier, Clyde the Glide carried that team. And then they had Earl the Pearl Monroe, so they had quite a
George Gervin,
they-
right?
He never. George Gervin was the Spurs back when they were ABA,
Oh, that's
buddy boy.
right. Yeah, my bad.
That's how old I am. Like I can do.
That's you're a good guy to ask. Like
I
you
can do
watch
Alex
these guys
Reba
play.
stuff from the 70s.
He's
and
got,
80s.
Yeah,
he's
I'm
got,
impressed.
He's
Yeah.
got Naismith in his Rolodex. Hey, how did you come
Hey,
up
I
with
was
this
with
beach
Mark
ball?
Barry's kid yesterday, and we had he broke it down as a rocket scientist why all these NBA guys should be shooting the basketball for free throws, two-handed.
Underhand.
man.
Yeah. Granny shot. That's
Not
what
a
I'm
good
saying.
look, though.
No,
Not
but,
a good
but the
look.
percentages are higher.
That's like if Ben was here, that's like trying to tell him, some analytic in baseball.
About baseball.
Like last night, Cedric Mullins comes off the bench cold, but he's the righty lefty. You got to play the righty lefty. I don't know. I kind of wanted Valet to stay in the game there. There's, I don't know, the underhanded free throws.
Let's switch to baseball real quick, and then we're going to talk. I want to save the worst for last, and that we'll talk NCAA. But baseball wise, Sugar Shane, 7 strikeouts last night. He did not pitch a bad game. He took, in post game, he took a lot of the blame himself. And
He always does. He's very accountable.
He's kind of that kind
And
of guy.
and when he pitches poorly, he's like, I didn't do what I wanted to do, and I let the team down. And he's not gonna sugarcoat. He's not gonna make excuses. And the Rays, you got to pick up wins against the Angels. You got to pick up wins against the team. They've been on a little bit of a skid, but they righted the ship at that last home series. It was critical. But the bullpen has been very bad recently, very bad. And we only have about 2 guys in it that I trust to be reliable, and that's Kevin Kelly and Brian Baker. And everybody outside of that, Boozer's been good in spots,
Day to day.
but it's
maybe.
not exactly.
More downs than ups.
Yeah, I mean, you bring in a guy like Craig Kimbrell, he pitches 1 inning and then gets hurt. You have a lot of guys. Ian Seymour was great at the start of the season, hasn't been as reliable recently. Hunter Bidgie, up and down, hasn't been good when he's been up. I think there's just a lot of questions in that bullpen. But we're not the only team going through it. There's a lot. The Cubs, your Cubs have been brutal, and their bullpen has been a large part of that. The Pirates, also a team that's been competitive. So many blown leads. So there's not a lot of teams that feel great about the way their bullpens are playing. So you just hope the Rays can figure that out.
And there's a lot of season left.
There's a ton of season left. And we're still in first place, or I think we might be a half game behind first place.
Did the
from
Yankees win last
now.
night?
No, the Yankees lost.
So
and
We've been lockstep with them recently.
Right? That's
the
what
Yankees
hurts.
lost. The Yankees lost last night.
We're not even halfway there.
the Blue Jays stepped up, but
we still do have we have a few point lead.
we'll
I will say, though, back to your point about Shane McClanahan, when he takes the blame, it's very similar to David Price. David Price would do the same thing. I remember there was one time he got traded to Detroit, and he refused to go in the clubhouse after he got shelled. It was a rain delay. It was like almost snowing. And he's like, I'm going to sit in the dugout because I blew this game. And Shane is the same type of mentality where he's going to put that team on his back. So I would expect him to do a great job as the season goes on, and he's going to carry the team.
He's still keeping them all
That's
together.
Nick Cowan, and Nick Cowan was a bat boy across the street at Tropicana Field for a dozen years, and has a lot of stories, relationships, and insight. And he also was on ESPN on a couple of occasions with some incredible stabs.
Not top 10
not
and top 10.
Yeah, that's not. We always push to not top 10.
Did you watch the Wednesday game where the BA and Stas were giving the Bat Boys a hard
Yes.
time?
No, I missed that.
Down the left field line. Yeah, he missed a backhander.
There was a backhander and almost hit the bullpen for the Red Sox.
But
The
he
visiting
came
guy
up the
did?
next shot.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, it was one of the Rays.
You need to have a clinic, a bat boy
Yeah,
clinic.
it was tough.
It's funny because
I used to give lessons.
the Rays bat boy or the
Ball
glove
boy,
boy,
yeah.
ball boy misses it, right? Because a nice backstab, and you can see he's walking away. You don't ever see the actual pitchers giving him grief, but you see him start smiling, so you know he was getting a razz.
Yeah, Aroldis Chapman was like, "What are you
Aroldis, yeah.
doing, buddy? You're supposed to."
The
supposed
next
to get
one he
this."
got though, and he didn't
He
even
did,
he didn't
yeah.
look at them
He
at all.
recovered.
He owned it in good cover.
That
So
poor guy. I mean, you got to own it. I mean, they said that about me when I went on the not top 10 when I was
Yes.
20 years old. This was 2012. And they were like, the Atlanta Braves announcers like, hey, the kid's wearing it though. Like, you have to wear
You
it when
got
you mess
to.
up. You have to.
And by the way, I just got your Bloom. Isn't it Blumenfield? Because we're playing Australia next Friday.
Yay.
And Bloom. Of course, Alex probably got that joke
Bloomin'
right off the
onion,
bat.
yeah.
But I want to pose the fact, the reason why last night's loss to the Angels hurts a little more is that the fact that behind this 3-game set, and they traveled to the West Coast, the Rays have never been big travelers to the West Coast.
Not
We've
at
had our
all.
success. But we got the Dodgers behind them. And the Dodgers, their bullpen has pitchers that would be starters on the other 29 teams. That's the reason why a loss to the Angels on a Friday night hurts a little more than usual.
Mark Ferguson and Jake Ferguson are going to 2 of the Dodger games.
Oh,
I went the last time they were out
Did ya?
there. I went to
How's
the
that stadium?
A's final games with the Rays, and then we did the Dodgers. And the Dodger Stadium, I think, was the stadium that blew me away the most in terms of what my expectation was going in. I'm like, oh, it's the Dodgers. Like,
But it's high.
Screw these guys. It's beautiful. It's
The
beautiful.
ravine
It's
is
like
beautiful.
baseball.
Is it rich in
heaven.
tradition? That's what I like to hear.
Yes, it's if you like Wrigley, if
I
you
love
like
Wrigley.
Fenway, it's better than both. In terms
Really?
Of, yes, I think I don't like Wrigley and Fenway for certain portions because it does show its age.
Yeah.
There are sight lines that aren't great. The seats aren't great.
Yep.
But I think they've made every modern improvement to a classical stadium.
Yeah.
The ravine in the background is like untouched by man. The weather's gorgeous. Like, I also was lucky enough to see. Well, I was unlucky enough to see the Rays lose on a walk-off grand slam by no other than Shohei Ohtani, who set the 40-40 in that game. So we got a pretty great game. Colin
Rachel was there
Poche
too?
Got shelled. Yeah. No, it was me and my buddy. Who
Oh, I was
was
going to say, because that Rachel does make it to all the big
No,
ones.
yeah, you would have thought. You would have thought.
The one
But,
reason why I've always
beautiful.
respected the organization, the Dodgers, I was blessed when I was with the Cubs organization. I got to sit with Tommy Lasorda at a luncheon.
Wow.
And then he spoke. But he gave me his undivided attention. I don't want to bother him. I'm supposed to be comfortable sitting around all these guys. I'm the director of sales and marketing for a AAA team. Big effing deal. And he's telling stories. Now, that guy, he bled Dodger blue. And would give me the history and going on and on and on. And I thought from that day on, I was a huge fan. And I'm glad to hear, Alex, that it exudes that
phenomenal.
when you go there.
It is. It really is. And that's going to be a big series. We could get Shohei pitching against Drew Rasmussen on Tuesday if Shohei lines up correctly. I know he picked up an injury. He didn't play last night. So we obviously don't want to face him in terms of our ability to win. But just for the spectacle of it, I would love to see Shohei in the lineup when we play them.
All right, well, that's positivity. Now let's talk a little reality, actually, and it's sad what's happening in the NCAA before we dive into the positivity of high school sports. And for our audience, why don't you paint the picture
I
of
could spend
the
like
tragedy,
an hour talking about
that took place, in my opinion, in NCAA sports this past week.
Listening to people talk about it genuinely enraged me. So the situation that I want to get into is the NCAA is lawless. The NCAA has absolutely no power, and we've talked about it.
We have as much power.
Everyone has talked about this. This is not new, but the most recent thing that happened really just shows how backwards everything truly is. Brendan Sorsby is the quarterback for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. He has been a quarterback in the NCAA for multiple years now. He started his career out at the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Jimmy the Greek.
The Indiana Hoosiers. You're stepping on my story a little bit here, buddy. He is now with the Texas Tech Red Raiders. It was recently discovered within the past few years that he has a debilitating gambling addiction, and he was placing thousands of bets. He was betting on ball or strike at baseball games. He was very much gambling. He was not only just gambling on sports outside of college football, he was also actively betting on college football games, including games for the Indiana Hoosiers while he was a member of the Indiana Hoosiers. Basically, I don't want to call it the golden rule of college athletics or any athletics. Don't bet on your own games, basically. Pete Rose
Pete Rose would have taught him that.
The famous instance. The guy's not in the hall. Is that him on the wall right there? I think there's Pete
Yeah.
Rose.
Yeah, Pete Rose, he's not in the Hall of
He was here
Fame.
twice.
Yeah.
We had him upstairs.
Yeah, the guy should be in the Hall of Fame, but he's not because he was betting on his own games, and it's the one thing you cannot do in athletics. And you would think in college football that would be no different. And the NCAA came down.
And a quarterback.
They reviewed it, and they said, you cannot play college football again. You gambled on the sport. We understand now there's mental health issues. There's addiction issues. We feel for you. We understand that. But there has to also be accountability. There has to be rules. And that's the one rule you cannot break. When you sign the contract to play for an NCAA team, for an NFL team, MLB, whatever, you cannot gamble. And unfortunately, that was an issue for him. So he was told by the NCAA he could not play in this upcoming season. But then, as we have seen in multiple cases in this new NIL era where the NCAA wants congressional interference to actually step in and make them an antitrust so that they can actually enforce rules, which they currently can't. The attorneys for Brendan Sorsby go to a local judge in Lubbock, Texas. Funny
An
enough, where
alumni.
that is.
An alumni.
And he makes a ruling.
He
that
was an alumni?
He makes it. Yeah,
He's a sponsor. He's an alumni sponsor. I'm not sure how much of an alumnus he is.
He's
of
in Lubbock, Texas.
Tech,
Let's just
but
say
he's
it's
a big Texas
a
Tech
favorable
fan.
judge.
The
Red
Pictures
Raider
in.
rider.
And
yeah.
he makes an order, an injunction, which basically says that Brennan Sorsby deserves his day in court. When will that day in court be?
When is it, Alex?
Sometime in 2027.
How about the week after the college playoffs?
after the college football
The
season
week following
ends.
the playoffs, February 2027.
So in that interim,
You can't make this stuff up,
he's
folks.
eligible to play for the Texas
Can't
Tech
stop
Red
him.
Raiders and continue to be paid his $1 million NIL contract. And basically what has been decided is there are no rules because we've already seen Charles Bediako come back from the G League and play for Alabama.
Yep.
But then they found out that was insane. And they had the injunction and they lifted the injunction. They said, you cannot play. You're not eligible. You became a pro athlete. But in this case, we don't have that ability because the injunction is set after February, after the college football season. And basically, you can gamble. You can do whatever you want in college
Yep.
sports.
Do we think he's going to keep gambling?
Well, he's seeking help, and it's an addiction. Of course, in this day and
Is
age,
he,
when
though?
people seek to help with an addiction, you want them to get that help.
He's
right,
got
first
an,
and
he's
foremost.
got an ankle monitor on.
Well, I want to know, but what 3 years ago, Calvin Ridley, he was injured from the Falcons, and he was at home in Miami, and he started firing off a bunch of
He
crazy
was
bets.
home.
Yep.
And
He
one of the
wasn't playing.
he had an 8-game parlay, and one of them may have included the Falcons. In that case, he did actually bet, and his team was involved. But maybe
And he was suspended for a year.
And he
He
was
lost the
suspended for an
full
entire
NFL
year.
season because
Right.
there are repercussions for your actions. There needs to be accountability. And that's what, again, it's if he has a mental health issue, if he has a gambling addiction,
Get the
I
help.
feel for him. I want him
Yes.
to get the help, and he deserves that attention. But do not tell me that he should be allowed to play football
No.
if he broke the rule.
Well,
There
don't-
needs to be, it's like when Michigan cheated and then we did
They-
nothing. There's no
Well,
accountability.
no, Harbaugh
Hey,
self-suspended
we love Michigan.
himself
They did
when they
nothing
played Bunk State. And this guy, Texas Tech, I think I'm hearing that they're proposing a 2-game suspension.
Yes. Oh, that's even better.
Go
Let's
ahead.
suspend him for the two
The
games
two-
early in
You
the
see
season.
who the two opponents are?
Yeah,
Yes.
like Bunk State and the Sisters of Caroline County or
Yeah.
something. But yeah,
Well,
it's-
well,
He's
we
not.
can-
He's not missing Big 12 games. He's missing the
No,
most
well,
irrelevant
well,
games.
that would be-
There's
that
a
would
lot of
tie
Big
into the
12
money.
people, ADs and administrators that want them to not be playing.
Yes,
them.
I saw
They
the
can't-
Big Ten came out and said we do not want to schedule any Texas Tech athletics for any sport because of this. And there needs to be stuff like that. There needs to be a backlash. Like this is the first time
You know
we've
what's
actually
gonna
seen
happen?
powerful people say that.
All of these things sound great, but all they're going to do is get stuck in a courtroom
Yeah.
for years, and it's sad.
Well, because even the teams that stepped back and said we will not play you because you're playing Sorsby,
They get
the
shut
other
down.
the other side is like, well, they weren't even scheduled to play you for the next next
Correct,
5
yeah.
years. But I mean, even the schools that are trying to take a stand, the other ones that are about the money and the record and making that college playoff, they're like, don't worry, so schedule somebody else, we'll figure it out. No, you're right. There has to be something, and you can't just wait for by God somebody come down from the heavens and appoint the
They do.
commissioner.
They keep waiting for Congress to do
Well,
something.
They
It's-
keep running up what's his face, Nick Saban's. He should be the
Yeah.
commissioner of football. No. They need someone like a Kennesaw Mountain Landis in there.
Hey, I respect and love Nick Saban, but that would almost be some hypocrisy involved in there as well. Hey, Alex, we can talk about this for hours, but we've got some high school kids sitting here in the green room, as they say. Great job. I don't want to get you more involved if you're not traveling.
I am. I'm going to the World Cup. I'm going to Paraguay, Australia.
Well, then you're gonna be very involved. We'll get a live report, and we'll have Christian.
Is
here.
Rachel going to that one too?
She's not. She,
Oh, I was gonna
she
say,
dipped
I'll
out.
expect
a
it.
bad game,
I'll
though.
expect a 10-9,
Yeah.
shots on
How,
goal.
how many nice restaurant dates does that call?
If she doesn't come to the game, then we don't have to. But if she comes, then yeah, we have to get her.
He's
to some
got
extra-
the best
We were in
setup.
Miami last weekend, so we had our fun. We got our good Cuban food down there.
Nothing better than
In
Cuban
Cuba,
food
they
on
just
South
call it
Beach.
food.
That is true.
He is Alex Reba. He does a superb job. He is a loud and proud Penn State graduate and a very successful young businessman, and we're proud to have him as part of our team. We'll have your sidekick on next week when you're on, the big old Oscar Garner III, and we'll talk a little NBA wrap up.
Knicks victory, hopefully.
We'll see, my man. All right, you just watched hour number 1. We're going to be starting to split this show up in the future here in the next few weeks. The first show is brought to you by our good friends at Shipyard Beer. It's a Shipyard Sports Connection first hour, where we include our sponsors like Ice Pick Vodka and, of course, Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. And then a second hour, it's always going to be high school. Look at these cats. We're gonna talk high school sports on each and every Saturday for 1 hour, and that's brought to you by our friends at Coca-Cola Body Armor, and of course our new sponsor, and that is Monster Energy, and OnePriceSwipes.com. Chichi Rodriguez Golf Club and Academy. They work a lot with the local kids and First Tee, and as I mentioned, PrimetimePreps.com. And Raymond, you can go there and stand next to one of those young men. We'll get everybody in the mix. I started this 7 years ago, and I had it for 27 years in the Midwest. My first interview out front with one microphone was the Boca Ciega Pirates, because I was dating a gal that was a graduate, so I was trying to impress her. And I've been through some tough times with the Pirates in all sports. One of my interns played baseball, soccer there, and football, and graduated 3 years ago. So we've always been on the Pirate bandwagon, and we're glad to see it happen again. I was ecstatic when the basketball team came down here, for those fellows went to the Final Four, which was very, very impressive. And it's good to see that Pirate Pride is back and alive and well, and we thank you. And this is a prime example. You guys come down on a Saturday. It's off season. You don't want to come down and talk to some old man, and you got your jersey on. Coach must have a lot of control, and we appreciate you coming down, fellas.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you for having us.
Nice and loud right into the microphone, Coach.
Yeah, definitely appreciate you for having us down, man. It's definitely a pleasure.
Okay, and that's and I'm taking all my notes from Brad Richardson, because he set this up and then he dogged me. But I'm glad. Kelvin Smart, of course, you graduated from Bogey.
I did, yes, sir. In
Class of 2011.
Yes,
so
sir.
you've got a lot of emotional pride. And what was the program like when you were playing there?
Surprisingly, man, it wasn't a lot different than what it is now. You had a lot of guys that was you love football, man. You trying to find a way to get out. You just looking for the next opportunity. So just seeing the same hunger that I had within the same players that I have. Like when we were in school, all we needed was the guidance.
You look like you can still play.
Yeah, a little bit, man. I tell him
You still throw?
Does
he throw you guys around a little bit? Is he still got his wheels?
Yeah, a little bit, man. I'll put my cleats on sometimes, man. But they'll outplay me, man. It's been a while, but it's been a thrill, man, just to kind of see life go full circle. Come back where I went to school at, the same community of kids, the same demographic of kids that I grew up with. A lot of my players, like I know a lot of their parents, relatives, things like that. So it's definitely a huge emotional attachment to the Pirates for me.
Ray and I talk about a lot about this. He went to Hollins, and back in the day, and one of the things that bothers me is the public schools don't get enough recognition.
Yeah.
And it's the haves versus the have-nots. We have Coach Murphy on quite a bit talking about the success of Gibbs, and Bogey has that success last year. But the challenges. The economic challenges are terrible, and it infuriates me. When you got the private schools that have all these assets, and you guys still figure a way to get it done. Yeah. How's the community? They started to circle the wagons a little, because we'll help you down here at Fergs.
Yeah.
They started to circle the wagons a little bit after the success. Nobody saw you guys making the playoffs last year. Yeah. All of a sudden, here comes Bogey, and it woke up a lot of alumni. I know that for a fact.
Absolutely. The last 2 years, we made the playoff the last 2 years. We made it to the regional finals the previous year. So 2 games from the state championship, and you can definitely see the community starting to buy in a little bit. I understand our community as well, so I know they gotta, you gotta see some success. You gotta see some consistency, and that's kind of what we're focusing on now. But we do have a ton of support within the community, local former players, professional players.
Yeah, that's the key.
That's the biggest thing we're trying to get close
because
to right now.
as we're well aware of, the economic side of it is not fair at all.
Absolutely.
So people should respect what you guys are doing even more so in the basketball program. But football's even much more difficult because of the numbers necessary.
Right, yeah.
And you didn't even have baseball this year.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys play baseball?
No baseball.
I feel sorry for those guys that wanted to play baseball and you can't field a team.
Right.
But that's happening. It happened at Seminole with football a couple of years ago. But let's go down the line. Well, first of all, where'd you go to college at?
I went to college at Northern Michigan University.
Northern Michigan.
So, yeah, St. Pete to Northern Michigan. We had a dome up there, so that was what attracted me up there. Well, that's what kept
You
me
didn't
up
freeze
there.
your ass off?
Not too bad. It was 70 and sunny for football.
Yeah, exactly. I'm from Iowa, so I know what the weather conditions. One of the things that you are seeing quite a bit now is the schools from up north coming down and looking at young men like you, because you know what they need in the Midwest? A need for speed.
Speed, yes,
and they
sir.
love the speed that they see. The first high school game, I had a statewide show in Iowa and Kansas City for years, and was really involved in the high school sports, and I would go on the sidelines. So I got invited to Coach Matt Gudorf was the coach.
Okay.
Yeah, good coach, great
Yep,
guy.
yep.
And so I went on the sidelines one of your games. Oh, you're playing the Vikings in Northeast. And anyway, I looked at that speed. I called my son in the Midwest who had played college football. I said, you were the fastest cat, and they won the state championship. I said, you'd be the slowest bastard on the planet in this game. Because I had never seen that kind of speed at the high school level being up north. You got big boys, and it's, slam it down your throat.
Yep.
And that's one thing down here. There is a lot of speed.
A lot of speed, yes, sir.
Do you encourage these guys to go out for track?
Oh yeah, I mean that's like that's kind of
Good man.
Especially if you're trying to go to college or anything. Any skill guys, you got to be running track. But we have a very comprehensive speed program within our off-season program. So a lot of those things are being hit on a day-to-day basis through workout. So I mean speed kills. So we're trying to keep it right.
So of course, this spring you guys get to play one game. You played PP Pinellas Park, the Patriots, and nice win, 36-20. Do you show your hand completely in the spring when you're playing an opponent, or you just kind of keep it dummied down?
I mean, it's kind of just based on what they're doing, what we have personnel wise as well. I wouldn't say so much of I don't really live in a world of showing hands, because every game our game plan is going to change.
But based on
the
personnel,
defense. Yeah. So
injuries.
Based on who we're playing against, who we have available. So I mean, we just kind of go out and we have the best scheme for our personnel, and I mean, it worked out for us. 30 unanswered points to start the game, so it worked out for us.
Hey, why don't we go down the line and introduce me to the guys here?
Absolutely. So the first one to my left is Gary Mitchell. He's a class of 28 receiver. Plays some defensive back for us as well. He currently has about 6 Division I offers right now, so he's kind of heating up a little bit.
Go, Gary.
Had a good spring game. He had 4 total touchdowns in the spring game, 3 receptions in the pick 6. So, I mean, he worked since January, so that's kind of the
Schools are already knocking on the door.
Yeah. So I already told him. I mean, we expected that. We expected.
He's the perfect coach, though, to keep you grounded, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You don't, those aren't in the bank yet. Just remember that, right?
For sure, he got to go secure it, man. The next one is Makai Tolliver. He's a class of 29, so he's a freshman.
Wow.
Linebacker that started for us as a freshman, had 49 tackles last year. Actually just received his first Division I offer after the spring game, where he had 13 tackles. So, I mean, we're young, but I mean,
13 tackles last game in the spring game.
in the spring game, yeah.
They did not want to see number 26, did they?
Nah, man, he was doing a good job putting his face on the ball. Braylon Butler is the next one. Again, he's 29. Again, just a testament of how young we are. He started for us last year at Edge. He'll start for us again this year. He'll play some tight end as well. Also was a huge contributor. Zaquavian Williams is the next guy next to him. He's a senior. He's one of our seniors.
He's a leader.
Definitely
You're the
a
old
leader.
man in the locker room. I'm the OG everywhere, but you're the OG in the locker room.
Yeah, I seen him walking in the other way. Confused me. I just want to get a drink or something, man. Quay is an amazing leader, man, and he has been since he walked on campus. Vocal leader, leads by example.
That's cool.
Did well in the spring game as well. A little under 100 total yards in that game, and he's going to play some running back and slot receiver for us. And then last but certainly not least is Wayne Tolliver. These two actually are brothers, Wayne and Makai. Wayne is another one of our seniors. He plays some receiver and DB.
So he's the big brother and has to do.
Yeah,
He does it.
Allegedly.
You do everything he asks you to do, I'm sure. Not.
So he'll play some receiver, some DB for us as well. He ended up scoring in the spring game, had a few catches. And, all these guys have just been working since January. And you see the work pay off.
And it takes that to make it to where you guys are.
Absolutely.
And know that you're going to compete at that level. I'm going to turn it over to Ray here in a second, but I did want to ask you, Do the majority of your players go two ways?
There's a decent amount of them. Again, obviously, with our numbers, we're not, we obviously don't have the numbers to platoon the team, to where we have everybody play offense, everybody play defense. But a lot of our guys play two ways. Like that's how football has always been, since we played. So like these guys, I always tell them like they train for this, so no reason to be worrying about being tired.
I got to ask you, though, I've noticed since the moment you all walked in, a lot of smiles on your faces, right? How much of that is
Fergs, man.
Well, you're at Fergs, so number one. But number two, how much of that is because if you weren't here today at Fergs smiling, Coach would have you out doing some drills or working hard. Guys, school just got out 2 weeks ago, but being a part of a football program and a program you all are part of, you guys don't just break for the summer and not see each other. You guys are pretty much together 365, right? Mm-hmm. Explain not only what Coach has done to make a winning program, but explain some of the things Coach has brought to the program that makes it a family. Go ahead, anybody, jump in.
Don't be shy.
Not at all.
Some things he'll do is like we'll have like beach workouts as a team, and it's like a cookout at the end. It gets team together. Feel me? And yeah.
Anybody else? No. Step into the mic. Don't be afraid. I mean,
some things we do is like a lot of team bonding. Like we come together as one. We eat together. We play together. We have fun together. Stuff like that.
Nice and loud, fellas. It's like you're talking to each other.
I got you. Okay. So I ain't gonna lie, on campus, like we got a big bond on campus. Like I was like the whole team are like we all like family. We all brothers. In school, you feel me? We all talk together. We all eat together like before games. Even after games, we go out to eat, and you feel me? We just got like a big, strong team bond. And even like when it comes to workouts and like 7-on-7 and outside workouts, we always have like a bond with each other. We always communicate with each other. If somebody doing something wrong, we correct it, and we always just keep that strong bond and make sure we can move forward as a team.
I know someone's got a story for me from his last season. Give me a funny story, something maybe a Boca Ciega Pirate fan doesn't already know about. Something, hey, you guys don't no names necessary, and if it's illegal, we don't want to know about it. But give me something funny that happened last year.
Okay, so something funny that happened was, so like after practice, like we do like one-on-ones and things like that. So it was this one time where we was doing one-on-ones and we let the linemen do one-on-ones against each other, and the lineman went to receiver and he had one hand caught the ball and everybody went crazy at practice. Everybody went crazy
Linemen got
at
skills
practice.
too, right?
Everybody
Big
went
man's got
crazy at
skills.
practice.
They do it today.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and they got speed too, which is something they didn't have years ago. Tell us, you talked about the community. Now, y'all before you, and some of y'all been here for 4 years, and some are just starting now. Going to Boca Ciega. Now, for me, again, from Hollins High, going back to the '80s, Bogey always had a reputation.
Dixie Hollins.
Dixie Hollins High, and our football team was terrible, but. Explain the 4 years, 1 year, the year that you guys have now seen coming into Bogey and now taking it back home to your home communities, like Mike talked about, the support, circling the wagons. How has that helped you guys in continuing to make the program better too, knowing that you got the community feel, a community behind you and as well as your families?
I feel like with knowing that you have a community behind you, it boosts you to want to do great things. So like it boosts you to want to be successful, because if you're not successful, what is your community gonna, like how can they like support you without success? So I feel like that is a big key, like just working on like becoming successful for your community.
No, I get it. And I can tell none of y'all are showboaters, but you've got friends that are out there, maybe they aren't part of a sports program. They aren't doing it, keeping it real. Maybe they're looking at you and you guys are providing an example. And I know you guys say, I'm 16, 17. No, you are an example for the community. You got kids behind you and you got future Pirates, future kids coming up, and that's what you're doing. But Coach, do me a favor. Tell me, as the program has gotten more and more success, hasn't it gotten easier to build that family? And what are some of the things that you did first early on to get this community feel? Because really, at the end of the day, to have a winning program, you got to have a family.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely, as time goes by, you kind of, I wouldn't say it gets easier. You just kind of get used to dealing with hard, and dealing with challenges and finding solutions. But the more that I think the community as well starts to believe in just what we're doing here at Bogey, I think it'll continue to just get easier. I think my biggest thing right now, a lot of people look at me as like I look young. I look like I'm still a player at times, but I mean, I'm
If the game
33.
gets tight, you might want to jump on it.
I may go
to the
ahead and
locker
get
room
in
real
and
quick and come back out.
get a couple balls, man, if Gary can't make any plays for me. So,
Coach, I can tell you now, when you sat down, you could be a toddler in a high chair, but the way those 5 boys smiled to the left of you, I know that the respect comes and it's deserved.
yeah, man, it's definitely. They know it's all love, man. I think that's the biggest thing that they understand. Like they see, for one, it's different. It's not just me trying to find out a way to validate my ego or anything like that. You look at our social media, I'm like the last one that I post about. I run most of our social media, so I'm always posting about them or the coaches or highlighting, other things that's going on in the community, in our program. But just seeing that consistency, the consistent love, anything they need, like, and that'll overshadow when it gets rough. When Coach Smart got to get on you and redirect you, it'll overshadow that because it's like, all right, I know this is towards the goals that I have, and that we've discussed it. So,
Right.
We've discussed those goals. It's easy for me to hold them accountable now.
I want to ask all the players something, but Coach, I'll ask you, are we getting past the generation yet where we're still taking social media lessons from our players, the kids behind us? Because
Yeah,
they know so
man.
much more than we do. And I'm a lot older than you, Coach.
For sure, between them and some of the coaches, myself included. I mean, I look a little young, but I'm just learning like the nuances of Instagram.
Yes.
So I was big on the Twitter and Facebook and things like that. So I'm starting to find the nuances of Instagram and the different ways. That's where everybody is now. That's where our whole community is and all the players. And so we actually just made our football Instagram page about a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
What is that Instagram page?
So it's BC Pirates 1.
Yes, sir. BC Pirates
Yeah,
1.
so definitely follow us. We'll have all the updates. We'll post our workouts, things that we're doing, just different things throughout the summer. Like we're year round, so we'll be working.
Well, I'll tell you, good stories never have a problem finding their way out. But while we're on this topic of social media, why don't we start on the end? And this is my last question. I'm going to let Mike take it back over, and he's got to embarrass you all a little bit. Give me your name and your social media handle in case we want to get out there and get some D1. Other people want to get out there and take a look.
Okay, my name is Wayne Tolliver. My Twitter is Wayne_T4, and my Instagram is FNO Wayne.
All right.
I don't know if I'd want to be passing that out to you.
Okay, my name is Zaquavion Williams. My Twitter is B_Great6, and my Instagram is Dolo_Duffler. It'll pop up as Zaquavion Williams.
He sounded like he wasn't going to know what he's talking about, but he's got it down locked. Go ahead, next.
My name is Braylon Butler. My Twitter is thegoat223_. My Instagram is rockoutbray7_.
Thank you.
My name is Makai Tolliver. My Twitter handle is Makai Tolliver1, and my Instagram handle is LO4TZ_Kai.
Yes, sir.
My name is Gary Mitchell, and my Twitter handle is GaryMIT7, and my Instagram is SP5DER.G5.
Coach got him polished. Go ahead, Mike. Come in. I know you got a couple questions. Like I said, he's going to want to embarrass you just a little bit.
No, I'm not. Couple of questions. Makai, are you the quietest guy on the team, or just because you're down here and your big brother's over there looking over at you?
Nah, I'm just like a chill guy. Like I just be like chill guy.
Doesn't sound like you're a chill guy once you're on the football field, all right, Coach?
The guy we need on between the whistles, man. But he's laid back.
Who's the vocal leader of this group?
Probably Quay.
I noticed that because he grabbed the mic more often. He'd be the spokesperson for you fellas. Hey, what I like to do each and every time, because we all know that it takes special people when we're young to get us where we're heading, and I want you to recognize the people at home, starting with you, that have helped you through your youth programs, getting to school, doing your laundry. I mean, whatever the case is, give them some love if you would. Because we archive this, you can see it on our YouTube channel as well as on Spotify, the audio piece of it. So make sure you don't forget somebody, but because the minute you think you haven't, they'll let you know you did.
Yeah, so I really appreciate my mom, my sister.
Yeah, you better talk louder if your mom.
My mom, my big sister.
What's mom's name?
Kiana Thompson.
Okay.
And my grandma. That's about it.
I'm a grandpa, so give grandma some love. What's her name?
Cassandra Perry.
Gotcha. A man's always got to have his grandma in his corner, right? Oh, wait a minute. I was going to let you off. You got a girlfriend? He's got several. I can tell the way. I've done this for many years, and you don't just have one. Do you have one? If you don't have one, you're a smart man. Wait till you're out of high school. Wait till you're out of college. I can't wait to ask him that question. When you do it, shout out to any loved ones.
A lot of people that's been there with me is my mom.
What's mom's
Nancy
name?
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And my aunties too. My auntie's been there for me, helping me, but really my mom, she helped a lot and stuff.
So you got plenty of women backing you, which is what we all need in many cases. All right. I'm afraid to ask this question. You got a girlfriend?
Yes, sir.
I was gonna say I was gonna motion over to him to give me a heads up, but you better do a shout out to her. What's her name?
My girlfriend.
You're being in trouble if you don't bring her name up.
My girlfriend named Deja.
Okay, well, you just covered yourself. That's what I'm trying to do for you. All right, young man.
Well, I want to shout out my mom, Sharice. You know, she's my rock. And
There you go.
I also want to shout out my little brother because he's the one that pushes me. As much as we fight, I know he's looking up to me.
He looks up to you?
And making
cool.
me do better and be great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my
And
grandma.
and you be and you said grandma?
And my grandma.
What's her name?
Michelle Murray.
There you go. All right, girlfriend? I'm guessing no. Smart man. Here comes the leader. Let's see if he speaks the truth about the girlfriend deal. Anyway, shout out to anybody at home.
So I have a great support system. So I just want to shout out my family, starting with my dad, my father. You know, that's my
What's
win.
Pop's name?
Craig Williams. My mom, Zykeria King. My stepmom, Erica Jurger. My grandma, Latoya. My other grandma, Laverne. My auntie. All my family, my siblings. I also want to shout out my other brothers that's not here right now. All my coaches, you know, because just everybody, the community, everybody, y'all all get shouted out.
Well, as they say, you know, it takes a posse, it takes a family, and it's important. And last but not least, over there, young man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, at first I want to shout out my mama, Nancy Rodriguez. She always made sure I had all the resources I need to get through everything I had going on with football. Also want to shout out my dad. He made sure during my earlier years when I was playing, I was working out and stuff, getting big, getting prepared for high school. And yeah, that's the two people that I look up to the most and that supported me throughout my high school career.
And girlfriend?
Yes, I have a girlfriend.
You better roll her name out there.
All right. I want to shout out my girlfriend, Jatia, man. She done got me through all the workout nights when I was in the bed. So, you know.
Hey, well, the bottom line is,
night,
if she is a positive factor, right, Coach? That's certainly good. Hey, one of the things that Bradley sent me, and this was something I think you posted, 7.5% of high school players end up playing college football. Actually, that number may have gone down because of NIL and all this BS that's happening at the collegiate level. And they're not recruiting as much as they used to, and haven't had the ability. But you guys, in your first two seasons, 27% have signed football scholarships.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, man.
Much appreciated, man.
You're doing things the right way.
Yes, sir.
The hard way. And anytime you want to come on, bring the fellas down here and promote what you're doing. Or if you come up with a fundraiser you want us to do back here, we'll do anything for you guys.
Okay,
Because like I said, you guys are my first team, and we've got to get the public schools getting plenty of love. And to come down here on a Saturday, on the 13th of June, wearing your uniforms, getting here early. Bravo to the Boca Ciega Pirates. You guys be careful all summer. Stay away from idiots. You know what I'm talking about. And
Yes.
You got a great leader right here. Thanks, guys, for coming down, man.
Much appreciated.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey,
Much
get some
appreciated.
pictures. One of the guys will grab some pictures of you over here.
Okay.
And then,
Yes,
Coach,
sir.
I'll reach out to you and we'll talk about some things where I might be able to help you. That's the Boca Ciega Pirates. What a great group of young men. Yeah, very, 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 very nice. Thanks for coming. Hey, I got to give you some applause. Hold on a second. Thank you, fellas, for coming down. Tristan, can you take some pictures of the fellas? I forgot to get Tristan into the conversation.
Step over there to the left, and we'll have got CCC coming right in behind Boca Ciega. I tell you what, you told me we had Boca Ciega and CCC on here today. I was like, how did we get this group? How did we get both of these teams?
In the summertime, my man.
Yeah,
in the summertime. I see a couple familiar faces.
Coach on the end there.
Oh, you guys brought Coach down?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were going to bring him. How are you doing, my man? Great. You did the same thing they did at Bogey. All these kids had come down on a summer Saturday.
Coach, come on down.
And you've been traveling a lot with these guys. Come on over here, Ray. We'll make this work.
Get Coach Harvey on the end here.
We'll make this work, you and I. Clearwater Central Catholic Marauders. Nice conversation with the Boca Ciega Pirates just now. And Coach Harvey?
Yes, sir.
Have you taken one day off this summer?
I've taken a few. I mean, every day I get to work with these guys, I consider a day off. And I know it's a radio show, so they can't see my face, but I'm.
No. Look up there, big man.
Ooh, yeah. No, it's been good. I mean, I feel like this is like week 9 of the summer, and we're in week 2 for conditioning. But we were, 4 of the 5 guys did a recruiting trip. The 5th guy had an official trip the week. So the first week of summer, we were, I guess the final tally was we were able to travel right around 2,600 miles.
Wow.
We were on a bus for over 33 hours. We went to 5 different universities in 6 different states, travel-wise. So it was a good trip.
So do you go to camps? Do you go to campuses? Where are you going when you're logging this many miles?
Well, this is a new thing for us. It's actually the first year we've did it. I think we may be the only high school in the area that does it. There are some private companies that put these tours together for people, but the recruiting world has changed a little bit. I mean, the coaches, the colleges, the schools aren't spending as much time to come see our players. So
yeah,
we decided to take a different approach this year and sort of, get out on the road and get our guys in front of them. I mean,
a little Willie Nelson on the road again.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Direct. So you're going to them,
yep.
Versus, and we know this because of video and NIL. The numbers of coaches that are out there recruiting has dropped dramatically.
It is. It's sort of sad. We won't get into that, but I still think
very
it's
sad.
important to. We've got a very talented group of kids. I mean, these 5 we've got. On our roster right now, in the spring we had 42 kids, and of the 42 kids, we have 19 or 20 that have already have college offer opportunities to play once they graduate.
Wow.
So,
that's very impressive.
And to be honest with you, that number is, it's not as high as what it should be because we've got kids that just need to be seen. And the more that we can put them out there and the more that they can be seen, the more opportunities. And that's sort of, that's what we're taxed to do. I mean, a lot of people think that our job is to win football games, and that's the fun part. But the most rewarding part is, I tell people my favorite day of the year every year is in February when I sit in the back of their Performing Arts Center. And, this year we had 10 seniors, and 9 of them signed to play college football. Next year we have 11 seniors, and I look for, if not all of them, the majority of them to do the same. So that's sort of what I'm taxed with, is to make sure that these guys have an opportunity once they leave CCC, and not only have an opportunity, but be prepared for it. So that's what we're excited about.
Well, as I said, you're watching and you're listening to the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection. We're live down here at Ferg Sports Bar and Grill, America's #1 sports bar, as voted by USA Today. I love to have the high school conversations for an hour. Typically, this time of year, it's tough to find teams to come down because the kids are out doing things. But we're blessed. The coach brought this group of guys. Why don't you introduce these guys, Coach, and then I'll turn it over to Raymond. And he does a hell of a job as a server, doesn't he, guys?
He does. He did really well. The guys are drinking on
I-
their
God,
Shirley Temples and Sprite. You know,
I'll give you an A+ there, my man.
He did. Yeah, no doubt. Stay hydrated.
Check
with
check
tomorrow.
coaches. Make sure what's in that thing.
I wait till they leave before I have mine. Sir, so.
There you go. So why don't you introduce the game?
I
and
think
then-
it's important to understand these guys aren't here just for any reason. These are 5 guys they're entering their senior year, their 4th year here at CCC, and it's even more story behind that. We've got family connections here. We've got coaching connections. We've got, like I said, guys that have all been here 4 years. This is right here. Matthew Vick is a class of 2027 senior. He's actually the younger brother of Noah, who graduated in 2022. He actually has 2 other sisters, one that graduated last year from CCC and one that graduates in 2029. So again, it's sort of a family affair here. Next to him is Chase Barrett. He's a 2027 quarterback. He started for us last year. He actually started his first game in the regional final game 2 years ago when he was a sophomore. We had Mr. Newton that went down with he stubbed his toe one week, and then Chase had to play in the regional final game that we won, and then he actually started in the last state championship game that we played, so he's got some experience here. JJ Schiavello here. Everybody talks about the Newton family in CCC, but there's also a Schiavello family. JJ is the 4th brother that has went through CCC all since 2020. His brother Tyler graduated in 2020. His brother Carson graduated in 23, right, JJ? 23. Cooper graduated last year, and then JJ will graduate in 2027. Next to him is Davion Bellum. He's a senior this year as well, plays corner, plays DB. He's one of our big recruiting. He's got a lot of popularity on the recruiting trail right now. He's got a big decision for himself to make between some schools, so he's taking some visits there. Very, very good football player. His stepdad is our DB coach. They've been a part of a program for a long time. So very close to us. And then Kari Williams down on the end, he's our very large Mike linebacker. He's our short yardage fullback, scores a lot of touchdowns for us. But all these guys have been a part of our program for a long time and have brought a lot of things to what we do at CCC.
Either way, I don't want to see this gentleman coming downfield on me, whether he's coming to tackle me or to run through me. But no, guys, I see all 5 of you. I see a lot of humility on your faces. Smiling, coaches giving all the accolades that you well deserve, but not one of you resting on your laurels. And as seniors, there was at one point you were that next man up. Talked about a stubbing of a toe, bringing someone out and have a chance to spread their wings. You used to be the next man up. Now you're seniors. You're the ones that are out there providing the example. But do you still see it coming behind you? And what does being part of this program mean as you see guys where you were 4 years ago just coming in now and you know what they got to do to get to where you are? Anybody just jump in there. Now that you're the big men on campus, the seniors, right? The examples that you're leading, what are some of the kids behind you? What do they need to see out of what you guys are doing to continue the success of this program?
I mean, the kids that are coming behind us, they definitely need to see that we are leading them in the right way, and they need to know that the people in front of them have the right work ethic and work mindset to be able to do the same as they're doing. And we need to lead by example so they can follow in the same footsteps.
100%. And you talked about the family ties, coach, because we know Clearwater Central Catholic has generations of families. But maybe some of the guys that don't have a second or third generation, but you've seen what that has brought to it, and now you've brought it back to your homes and communities, and you're getting them behind CCC. What does that mean to be examples? Maybe you're a first-generation Marauder, but at the same time, you're buying into this program, and you're trying to show everyone else what it means to have an excellent football program.
They're so talkative right now, guys.
That's
I think
okay.
that's a perfect question for Mr. Barrett to answer there.
Can you ask that one?
Pick up, fellas.
Well, I'm talking about, we know about the generations and families CCC's got, I mean, even for someone who didn't go to, I've got family now that still is going to CCC 2 generations, but being someone that doesn't come from maybe to generational, but now you're there setting records, making history moments that are going to carry forward, but you're part of that CCC family. When you bring it back home to your family or your communities, how proud is it to be able to spread your wings and show them that you are a CCC Marauder? I mean, that's a pretty cool thing.
I mean, it's like, I don't know how to really explain it, but it's like, it makes you feel good, obviously. Like, it's a good feeling to just be able to be there, first of all. Being there is very honorable and very it's like a great thing. I have a younger brother going into his sophomore year. So right. I feel like I should still have that leadership level and be able to lead for him and have that good name so that when I leave, he still is in good hands.
Is it crazy being part of a school that you have no doubt thinking someday your children or grandchildren could also be a Marauder, and it would be a great thing? That's the significance that it carries. Being a CCC student feels pretty good, no, guys? School just got out 2 weeks ago, and you guys are down here on a Saturday just coming down. You spend really a lot of time together in the summer, even when you aren't doing program school,
Bus trip together.
which was fantastic. I want to pose, Coach, because you guys will be doing the same thing, and obviously being a part of the program, Coach has been doing that, making it a family for years. But that road trip, talk about how different that was, because not only would you still be spending the time, but it takes away the mom needs the laundry done, or maybe the part-time job, and it gave you a full chance to focus not just on the sport, but also on the family of the team. How important was that to you guys, and how will you carry that into the next season?
I think that was big, honestly, like, because we had a couple of, well, we had mainly, like, it was a lot of our seniors there. So some of us, you know, don't hang out too much. So I feel like that bonding time really got us closer, you know, and then we got to see, like, what they do, what kids just do just on the regular. Like, it just made us understand each other better.
Was it you five, actually, that did the road trip together?
It was like 30. It was
There were
us.
30 of us.
30 of us.
Okay.
Everybody.
Okay, no names, and I always have to pose it forward. If it's illegal, we don't want to know about it. But tell me something so funny that happened on that trip that you guys did. Maybe you learned something about someone you didn't know, even about people you spend so much time with already.
There is no name in this, but on the bus ride back, we didn't have air conditioning for 8 hours.
Who was coordinating this trip?
Yeah, some idiot was in charge. So we actually, the last camp we attended was at Western Carolina in Cullowhee, which, you know, one of the cool things is we took 30 kids on the bus
Don't
ride.
use the word cool things when you're talking about
Yeah, I know. But I think I heard from, you know, no less than a dozen kids that this was the first time they'd been outside of the state of Florida, which I thought was pretty cool. You know, not realizing that when we scheduled this, that we were going to be able to provide an experience like that. You know, that's not what the intention of it was, but, you know, you never know when you do these things. So the last stop was in Cullowhee, North Carolina. I'm from West Virginia, as you guys know, so Cullowhee, North Carolina is about as close that these guys will probably ever get to West Virginia, which was cool. So we get on the bus, we drive about 45 minutes south toward Atlanta before we hit the interstate, and the bus driver looks at it and says, there's something popping up on our screen that the air conditioner's not working.
Oh, no.
And we're feeling it, and it's working, but it wasn't working. So an hour later, we stop and we have a decision to make. Now, granted, like you said, we're on the final leg of the trip. We've got a couple hours 8 hours to go. And so the bus driver says, hey, we have two options. We can wait for a replacement bus, which will probably take about 5 hours to get a bus to us and then for us to get back on the road, or we can just push through. Well, I mean, part of me, I thought that half the bus or most of the bus would say, well, hey, we'll just wait on a bus. No, they were ready to go home. You know, so we opened up the hatches. It doesn't have windows.
There's no
It's a
windows
charter
on that bus, no,
it
sir.
has the two hatches at the top, and it's also June in Georgia. So and we're heading south on 75. So it's like, for every minute you go further south,
It's
the
getting
hotter
hotter
it
and
gets.
hotter.
And then the worst part for me, I don't know about these guys, was we had a planned trip to stop to eat in Valdosta on the way home. And there were minutes where I thought we ought to just keep driving.
Just keep going.
At this point in time, food's not that important. I just want to get home. But we decided we had to stop and get them off the bus. Well, you're on a bus for about 4 hours from Atlanta to Valdosta, and your temperature starts to regulate in your body. It didn't get any cooler, but you just get used to it a little bit. And then you step off the bus in Valdosta, and it's literally 88 degrees. Well, it feels like it's 65 compared
Wow.
to the bus. So everybody goes and gets something to eat. Of course, Chase and Kari are the last ones back on the bus because they go to a restaurant that they weren't supposed to go to because our offensive coordinator, who's my brother-in-law, just as happy-go-lucky, let him do whatever. Goes to the restaurant, which takes forever, getting Chase's milkshake. So then we got to get back on the bus that's been closed up for 6 hours. Well, the temperature was not regulated anymore, and it was hot.
Extremes.
It was, but they did well. The good thing about it is because sure. We had to open the top hatches. So as you're going 75 mile an hour down the interstate with the hatches up, I couldn't hear anything that was going on behind me. So,
Coach, that's a quiet ride.
I don't want to know what was happening behind me, because I did turn around one time and I had to lose my mind about somebody doing something they shouldn't have been doing. But other than that, I wasn't paying too much attention.
I remember busloads heading down to Sarasota to get our butts whooped by Tommy Frazier and the former Nebraska Cornhusker. And the rule on the bus was whoever smelt it dealt it. I can only imagine with no AC. You said no names. The name wasn't going to be coached for planning that trip, or was there someone in that heat that did something crazy that maybe we don't want to talk about?
I mean, there was just no names at all. It was just the bus.
I mean, we have these guys. We have some guys on our team that well, JJ said no names, so I'm not going to mention names. They really should not be shirtless at any point in time in their life. But when you're on the bus for the 6th hour and the air conditioner's off, you turn around and see some things that you could never forget. You know what I mean?
So I've got to ask this, and I know Ray and I know Coach will remember this. Have you ever seen the movie Remember the Titans?
Yes.
Great flick. And when they get home and the parents are all waiting, I bet it wasn't that joyous when you guys getting off. You smell.
Oh yeah.
You're sweating through to your clothes. And your loved ones are there.
Well, Mike, I can be a little bit of a control freak when it comes to things. So about 30 minutes before we actually arrived at CCC, I sent a communication. I mean, the furthest person from me is 15 feet away, but the communication was a list of things that we were going to have to do before they left that day. Because I knew if I didn't give them a specific list of things, they were going to be in their car, out of there before. And we had a week's worth of, I think we ended up throwing away like 9 garbage bags worth of garbage off the bus. And, when we left, these are very, their mamas loved them a lot. So we asked the parents to donate water. Well, we unloaded 30 cases of water after the trip that we weren't able to, to use in the time. So I had to make sure that I give them specific instructions for what to do when we got back. So.
Well, fellas, tell me, what does the rest of the summer look like for you guys? I mean, still, it's 365, and I can't believe this. Feels like, what's that? Run? Grind. Yeah, well, that's what winning programs do, right? Yeah, no more long bus rides. But I mean, what else do you got this summer? You're gonna have a little bit of fun. I mean, beach. Anybody? Obviously, you can't have be working too many jobs because it's a full-time job. Just staying in shape for being one of the best football programs in the county. But start over here. In the state. I'm sorry. Starting over here.
Harvey come down again?
Coach Harvey come down here and get all over me. What are you going to do this summer to give yourself a little time? What do you do to unwind this summer before you get ready for next year?
I just rest basically. After a long week of just training, giving everything I got, and through the week, I go to the beach or something, just chill basically.
As you can tell when you look at Kari's he's 5'11", 6 foot tall, weighs 240 pounds. So he's not necessarily small. So we got a lot of guys that spend a lot of their extra time outside the weight room in a different weight room. Or from the looks of Kari, he does push-ups a lot. So our guys do well. I mean, like you mentioned, we do have a year-round program, and the summer's the biggest part of it. But
yes, sir.
They do really well.
So
what are you doing?
I'll probably just grind, get ready to go for college. Get me ready for the next level. And then probably unwind myself by just playing video games and just staying out of trying to focus on just football and doing great.
What's the video game right now you're playing, the big one?
2K.
2K. Everyone's playing 2K. Yeah. How about you this summer?
After a good workout at football, I'm gonna go either lay in my bed or I'm gonna go hit up the fishing on the water. Get on the boat, maybe go to the beach. Just something to clear my mind, because my mind can't always be wrapped up around football and sports. It's got to be on a whole bunch of different things, and I think I'll be spending a lot of time on the water the rest of the summer.
That's not a bad thing to do. How about you?
For me, after summer workouts, I'll go home, but I'll end up going back out to my park and doing a little extra just because I just feel like I don't do enough.
Pushing.
And then after that, I'll probably just go home and get rest. I don't really play the game, so I'll just get rest.
Nice. Go ahead.
After summer workouts, whether I'm at home relaxing playing games or I'll go back to the gym, get an extra lifted.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you bringing the guys down. I'm not going to. I've seen a lot of these faces. I'm not going to ask them if they have girlfriends.
Well, look at them. The answer is no.
Wait a minute. Look at the beautiful wife you got.
I know.
You all kicked your coverage.
Yeah.
And these are fine-looking young men.
It's Mike also is doing a radio show from a bar, so he may have had a few drinks already this morning.
Hey, how about your West Virginia in Omaha?
I know you've seen my posts here recently.
I didn't see him, not yet.
No, they.
I've been pulling for
it's-
Troy because
yeah.
I knew you'd be pulling for West Virginia.
Yeah, it was. I started watching them when they were in their regionals up there. I mean, I love West Virginia, but we don't usually have a lot to cheer for there. You know what I mean? We're a very prideful state, but anytime, WVU and Marshall are like our professional team. So I started watching them back in April. I saw, I think one of the top players in the country is on the team there, but then I watched them in the regionals, and when they start singing country roads after a win,
Yeah.
and then,
I do love that. I grew up 90 miles north. I've been to Omaha many times watching the College World Series. And I want anybody but the SEC teams.
Yeah.
And just the fact that your alma mater and several other guys I know, the coach that was at Boca Ciega, the baseball coach, Michael Miller, you ever meet him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's over the top, West Virginia like you, which you should have a passion for him. But I would love to see them shock the world.
Yeah.
And here's how things go in Omaha. When you get to that point and you are a bit of an underdog,
everybody roots for you.
everybody in that area, because that's where the University of Nebraska is. Everybody in that area, they're not in it. They're pulling for
Oh yeah.
West Virginia. You'll see bars and they'll have signs, West Virginia fans.
Have you? I guess there's a bar in Omaha that sells
I've probably been there.
Jello shots. And
Oh, yeah.
And the total was, I think, like of the 8 teams that were there, the most Jello shots sold to any other school but West Virginia was like 3,000, and they're at 14,000 right
Well,
now.
they crank out 100,000 of these before they call it. We shouldn't be talking about this alcohol in
Yeah,
front
it's
of
all right.
these kids. But anyway, 100,000. I know where that place is
That's
at.
crazy.
Yeah, but it's a great environment, and Mountaineers. Hopefully, they get the win.
No doubt.
Now's the time you can pull for one of Coach's teams.
Mike, when you talk about the Mountaineers and the World Series, they don't even know what we're talking about right now.
You never
the
turn
We-
on
the-
ESPN?
The West Virginia Mountaineers are playing in the College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska.
Softball? Baseball?
That's baseball.
That's your job to educate them on your alma mater.
My alma mater is, first of all, the University of Miami. I'm just from West Virginia, so.
Yeah, and trust me, when he comes down in the fall,
Yeah.
and we have him on, we have to listen to Hurricane.
They don't always like what I have to say.
Hurricane updates. Well, fellas, I appreciate you coming down, especially summertime, Coach. I still think it was years from now. You guys are going to talk about that bus trip. You're going to smile. You're gonna bitch about it, but you're gonna remember. I mean, it's a memory for a lifetime. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And the good is having the vision to take these young men out of state, places they haven't been before, give them that life experience, but also to build that bond, regardless. Who did something stupid, who did something cool. Just hanging together and realizing, talk about, remember the Titans.
Yep.
I mean, it's building team and cohesiveness.
Mike, that's the whole purpose of it. I mean, we sell it to these guys about it being about recruiting, but
What schools, real quick, did you go to?
we went to. I'll give you the whole trip real quick.
Yeah, that's what I
We
want.
left on Sunday. We drove 10.5 hours to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and on Monday they camped at Wake Forest University.
Oh,
After
was that a
the-
cool campus?
It was. Yeah.
Was it?
Good chance somebody here maybe spend a little bit more time there, but we'll see how that goes here soon.
Is he sitting at the end of the?
Well, he's 2 from the end down there.
Gotcha.
We'll see how that goes. I'm not.
That
making
wouldn't be a bad school.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a bad school at all.
But we left Wake
High
Forest that night.
academics.
Oh yeah, he's an academic student. I'm going to pause for a second, and then I'm going to continue talking. But we went from Wake Forest. We left there and drove to Furman. Was that number 2?
Yes, sir.
Furman, South Carolina. Then we went to Clemson for it was a 2 camp and 1 day deal at Clemson, which I think Clemson, I'm not a huge Clemson fan, as you guys know.
But that's a cool campus.
It's a cool campus, and I think it was one of the better football camps I've ever been a part of. You go to most camps and they waste time with 40-yard dashes and testing just because they've got so much time, but that was not Clemson. You were just working with coaches for 2 whole practices, so I thought that was cool. Then we went to Georgia Tech on the Thursday of the trip. We've got
And that's fun right there in Atlanta,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
we have an alum that just graduated from there. We have another alum that's starting at linebacker there, and we have another alum that is the assistant director of player personnel there. So it was cool for, our guys to go into a
little
situation.
CCC love on campus.
And then the last one, we went back north to the mountains of Western Carolina to Cullowhee. Just so we try to hit different schools at different levels. And, there was a couple of those that were what they call mega camps. So I think the last tally was they were able to go to 5 different camps in front of 50 or 60 different schools over the time. That
Bravo.
We were there, so.
Make it real quick. What was your favorite campus?
Definitely Clemson.
Clemson?
I didn't go on the bus tour.
He was at Wake Forest when we were at the bus tour. So.
Okay. So, Wake Forest. What was your favorite?
Clemson.
I'm going to have to say Western Carolina because I like the mountains on the back.
It's cool out there, isn't
I
it?
like it.
Yeah.
The way it looks.
For sure, Clemson.
Clemson, hands down. The Tigers, huh? Yeah.
I think that the one thing we can all agree on, the people that were on the bus tour after this last week, I sure missed that mountain air because when we're
Nice cool breeze
Tuesday,
at night.
Wednesday at 11 o'clock in the morning or at 9:30 when they're running their quarter gassers tomorrow or on Monday we run 28 quarter gassers. 22 to 28, yeah, whatever. But
You-
the air,
you-
the
you did this
humidity's-
week? This
yeah,
week?
Yeah.
Next week.
No, this week.
Last week we
Monday.
did 22
Monday we're running 28.
You said 26.
Well,
26 gassers this week?
yeah.
It was just, excuse my French, those gassers kick your assers. Right? Yeah.
They're very challenging. They definitely do.
All right, gentlemen. Well, we'll be seeing you in the fall. I know that. Coach, I'll be talking to you off. You know what? Stay on him. I want the girls to get down here.
Well, it's coming together.
You've been telling me that for 3 months.
No, it's coming together. The team is coming together.
We're talking golf.
Bailey's actually on a flight right now, Mike. She is going to Stafford, Virginia to play in an AJGA tournament. It's her first out-of-state tournament. She played in the U.S. qualifier a couple weeks ago. That was an experience for her as a 15-year-old. So,
his daughter is a up-and-coming prep golfer, and but she's wise beyond her years. And Mama played golf at the University of Miami as well. So we'll just get you on the golf show.
yeah, I'm not a golfer.
And you
Mike, I'll
suck.
tell you that.
From one hack to another, you blow.
No doubt. I am
And so
terrible.
do I. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for coming down, man. You play soccer too?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played last year.
You watching any of this World Cup?
No.
These guys.
Yeah, Mike, the guy on
These
the
guys
end
will
there,
get along
the
with me.
big one is a goalie.
You're a goalie?
Yes, sir.
So these are, we're a small school, so he's a goalie.
Bravo.
Davion went to the state tournament in he throws the pole, the javelin.
A pole.
JJ was the runner-up in the state in wrestling last year.
Yeah, I remember having him on.
Yeah. So we've got,
Let me see those ears.
yeah, they're normal.
They're normal.
We were talking about me being from Iowa. Yeah, you don't have any cauliflower ear yet.
And then Chase is just a quarterback. Actually, I take that back. Chase picked up lacrosse this year.
Really?
He started the lacrosse team. And
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I like it.
he better. He missed about 3 months worth of workouts playing lacrosse, so he better have had a good time.
And how about big man there?
And Matt Vick's just a Vic. He plays football. He beats his head against the wall.
Attaboy. Thank you, guys. It's always fun, and it's always great to see my friend there, Coach Harvey. When I first met him, I thought, I'm not gonna like this dude. Gruff.
Did you call me an asshole, Mike? Did you call me an asshole?
That would have been a nice word.
Do you think they've ever called me an asshole?
Yeah. I bet when you were cleaning out I bet you were cleaning out that bus, and when there was no air, like, are you kidding me? All right, fellas. Hey, let's get a picture of him if we can, and then we'll wind down the show here, Raymond. Thanks, guys. And I didn't touch the girlfriend conversation.
I know.
I'll save that for the fall.
These guys, it'd have been a short one.
I'll save it for the fall.
Three.
Matt Vick's got a girlfriend?
Yes.
All three of us.
We are brought to you by our good friends, of course, at Body Armor, Coca-Cola, and as I mentioned, just getting ready to sign a contract with of course, Monster Energy. Proud supporters of youth sports down here. We'll get the Marauders out of the house, and we'll sit back down. Nick Collins in the house. Nick Collins, former bat boy for the Tampa Bay Rays, and comedian. He's going to get involved. Harry McNally's here helping out a little bit as we talk Ferg's TV And with your comedy aspirations, this is the right guy.
Oh, really?
And
this is the guy I need to talk to. You talked to me on
yeah.
the phone about this guy.
Now,
the other
Tristan
day.
Kennedy, you know I have the attention span of a gnat, so you should have tapped me on the shoulder. You could have asked these guys a few questions, but we'll get accustomed to doing that on the high school conversations starting next week.
I actually had a really good conversation with Tristan just now. He's very intelligent. He knows what's going on.
You think?
Yeah. He's a very bright kid.
Well,
nice job.
From where his dad has dropped off, I had to reach into their family tree and up the ante.
No alcohol ball on this point.
Well, yeah.
I told him not to put that there.
You put it right on my seat. Come on.
I'm well aware of it. I did not give that a blessing, did I?
No, but I mean, I did it.
Yes, you did. You guys talk about that a little bit later on. So anyway, we're going to wind things down. Your opinion on the Rays game last night, and not that anybody would be watching it besides us, as far as today's game.
Well, I mean, lost 4-3. Don't like to lose, especially to the Angels, the 2026 Anaheim Angels, I should say.
You're too young to say. They lost.
LA.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always mix up LA Dodgers and Anaheim Angels, just proximity, I guess. But yeah, you don't like to lose to that team, especially this year. They sent Josh Lowe back down to the minors. That just kind of goes to show where they are as a team right now. Like Josh Lowe was looking like he was going to be one of their better hitters this year, and he just fell off the deep end after that one home run he had at the start of the year. Mike Trout hasn't been looking like Mike Trout really. I mean, he's been doing all right, but never like to fall to the Angels.
Okay, tomorrow, Between the Lines, you guys going to be on?
I don't know.
Oh, your sidekick's out of town.
Yeah, Jake is out of town right now. He's
Tell
in
our
Illinois.
audience where they can find Between the Lines on a weekly basis if you don't, if you're in the
If he
area.
ever invites his dad to come on with him and I could do a show.
Yeah, well, Jake's in Chi-Town right now, so.
Chicago?
Ooh, I do like Chicago.
Is he going to Wrigley?
No, he's going to a White Sox game now.
What a loser. He's a loser.
He's going to the good Chicago team.
All right, Nick, welcome back.
Hey, thank you very much. I have
back.
2 quick shout-outs. One, we know my NASCAR driver, Sally Mott. She was in a 14-hour endurance race at Daytona International Speedway with 3 other women on her team, and they won.
Wow.
They beat
Mott's Applesauce. Did you get that deal closed yet?
Yes, we did.
Attaboy.
But yeah, she won with her team of 3 other female drivers. They beat all the boys. I'm very proud of her. And then there's one more thing I want to promote, which is not going to be a sponsorship. It's just a really genuine cause. There's a guy named Paulie up in Boston. He was a flight attendant who was scheduled to be on the one of the planes that crashed in 9/11. He does this thing where he pushes a beverage cart like you would see in a plane, like when you're on a flight. He's pushing a beverage cart from Boston to the World Trade Center ruins. It's going to be August 15th, I think he starts. He's going to be pushing that thing, and you can join in at pauliespush.com.
Well, I tell you what, you're going to be my lead on that, but you're going to get a hold of Paulie.
Yep.
Because we're going to be doing down here at Ferg's Sports Bar and Grill, America's #1 sports bar. We're going to be doing with our good friend, and I've done it the last 5 years, Billy McGee, a pickleball marathon out back, 9/11, and we're going to get a little on the website, a little energy behind it with our arsenal of
That'd be
social
amazing.
media.
It's a great cause.
We'll get him on the show too.
Maybe we get.
I would love to.
So get that
He'll
lined
do
up.
it. I know he
Get that
will.
lined up.
I know
Tell you
he
what,
will.
get Shipyard Export on that card, and I'll follow it all the way from Boston to New York myself, baby.
Hey, I'm going up there. It's my birthday week, so I'm going up for that.
All right. Well, there's a little plug for Shipyard.
We love Shipyard.
Oh,
yes,
on
we
tap
do.
here at Ferg's. Ask for it by name. 'cause
Ice
it's
Pick vodka, more importantly
Yeah,
for
ask
me.
for the Tampa
a
Bay.
little Tampa Bay. Speaking of Tampa Bay, I mean the Rowdies are kicking ass. We're still in first place. The Rays, there's nothing to be negative about. There's a lot of season left, and it's a great time to be part. And of course, right now with World Cup, this place is jamming. Last night was packed to the gills.
And the Knicks and the Spurs tonight here are going to be crazy. Come find your spot here at the world famous Ferg's. No matter what.
Wear a helmet in case the Knicks fans
It's
win.
going to be crazy, yeah. And you'll probably have a band on concert somewhere.
Yeah.
And of course, the Maxi's empanadas on the end there. So.
Ooh, we got to get some empanadas.
All right, guys. Well, as always, this has been an entertaining, fun show. Having, of course, Ray Kennedy, Alex Reba did a superb job. Christian Sanchez, the empanada man right next door. and Nick Cowan, Tristan Kennedy, Adam Fernandez. He's done a superb job, director of video streaming, and in the house, the multi-talented Kerry McNally, and we'll be talking a lot to him in the future. Joe Bedreau at RadioSt.Pete.com and Florida Sports Streams. Remember, Rowdies and Rays, they're now on a roll, but they are also, Fergs is a official sponsor of both of those clubs. Thanks for listening to Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection, Shipyard Sports Connection production, wishing you and your families a championship weekend. God bless you. God bless America on the 250th. And as always, be sure to have a championship week.
Tarps off.
Boom.